watch with history only who's in trouble, who's in top, who's in the bubble. History only who's in trouble, who's in top, who's in the bubble. Tourists. The observer. History only who's in trouble, who's in top, who's in the bubble. History only who's in trouble, who's in top, who's in the bubble. The observer.
And then you've got like, and as well, reaching out to the comments, like, you guys can say what you want, I'm really not arsed, I'm mum-faced. Yeah. But and then you've got people like Elphaba who cosplay and use it to their advantage. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, guys, I'll address the comments just because I said something that was derogatory and terrible. I've fixed that, I fixed myself, you know, I've been held accountable. So you either get over it or just, you know, fucking let it dwell on and be negative. You know, I can say something racist and not be racist, so crack on. Anyway, do you know what I mean?
EQ, please.
Anyway, but what was I saying? There are people that do make a mockery, like Elphaba and the other creators, that it does put a stain on the trans community. And I think that's where people are getting at. You know, it's not like anyone can say that they're this and that, but again, it's about how much, when you have people that have made 10 times the money on the app by, what's the word, by going live and getting gifts, and then some creators choose to launch your lashes rather than, you know, get boobs. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas any trans person, whether it's male to female or female to male, their first thing to do is be as authentic as they can. So I've had friends that have had to sleep with people for money because back in the day social media wasn't around, so you couldn't make it, you know, and the first thing they wanted to get was a boob job or top surgery. Do you know what I'm saying? Not launch a fucking lash collection. And I think what people are saying is, yeah, psychologically it's difficult, but if you want it that bad, you'll get it, you know, and not just sit there and say, you know, I'm trans, but you're not showing people, you know, if you've got such a large platform, you're not showing people how you are transitioning. You're just saying you are. It's a lot of words and no actions. So that's just what I wanted to say.
Yeah. So can I ask you a question? Because
yes.
I hear that quite a lot, transitioning, you know, you haven't transitioned. Do you actually need to transition, you know, physically transition, you know, to be...
Well, that's the whole point. Like, I could sit there and say, like, I mean, it's living as your authentic self. You can either be female passing or you can either change your gender, you know? Like, there's different categories in the LGBT community, you know, even for like gay men and trans people, you know, you have female passing, you have transvestites, it's such a grey area. And especially when you're trying to educate people who don't know much about it, you have to cover all the bases. Do you know what I'm saying? So
but we don't say that word anymore, do we? Transvestite. We say cross-dresser. Is that the same?
Well, it all falls under the same. There's different categories. Like transvestite, you could class as it would be done for. No, crossdresser, you could class it as fetish. Or you have transvestite, which could be someone who lives as a woman but still identifies as a man, or lives as a man and still identifies as a woman. You know, and then you've got drag. So it's such a grey area, and there's a lot that goes with it. You know, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to go and shoot and have my bacon roll. But I hope everyone has a lovely day. See you later.
All right, you too. So we're going to ask some of the questions that we asked last night, because obviously, you know, EQ was live. I think she's got a phone call. EQ was live at the time. So one of the questions that I asked last night was, which is what a lot of people talk about on social media, is the changing rooms, the toilets. This is what everybody talks about on here. Because there's a lot of women that don't agree with it. They don't agree with if you have got your male parts, that you should not be using a female changing room. And what's your opinion on that? I know we spoke about this last night, Farah, but you know, like I said, EQ was live at the time. So what's your opinion on that?
Because I've been in a situation where I've used the toilets and I've never had no problems, because I don't make myself known to feel like to attract that kind of attention, if you know what I mean. So I'm in and I'm out. Like I said yesterday, I'd be in and I'm out And I don't draw that kind of attention. Like I said yesterday, there's people that have actually gone in there that are older trans, and I've walked out and I've seen them get abused and stuff like that. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So I've kept that view to myself. I personally keep that to myself because everyone has their own opinion. My opinion was to actually step back and just watch. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't think it's fair for me to have my opinion, which I think I keep it to myself.
Yeah, and I think that a lot, including myself, have opinions where, you know, I wouldn't feel comfortable, and I hate these unisex toilets and things. I hate that, you know, and I don't feel comfortable using them when it's a unisex toilets. And I think, you know, what about women that have been abused by, you know, men? I'm not saying that the trans women are men, but they still have the male parts. So I don't feel I feel that women have to be, you know, biological women need to feel safe when using a toilet or a changing room.
I totally agree. You don't need to advertise it. If you're going to use a toilet, just in and out. Don't, and I'm this and I'm that. That's what's bringing the wrong attention to you. I don't do any of that. I don't need to show off to let people know that I'm trans. I don't say, listen, I'm trans, I need this, no, it's not about that. I'll go and use the toilet and I'll come out. Sometimes I feel uncomfortable myself, even though I've had my surgery.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And another question I was going to say to you is, what about sports? You know, because that's been banned, hasn't it?
I do not agree with trans people literally competing with females. I don't agree with that.
Yeah. What do you guys think in the comments? Do you agree with it? Because it has been banned now, hasn't it? Because I think there was a female, a trans female wrestler, and I think she was amazing. But you know, obviously she's going to be a lot stronger, and there was a big outpour about that.
I'm just looking at the comments here a minute. EQ's going for my friend's clothes and her dress sense. Official Juice's dress sense, saying about she's wearing a tracksuit and insulting about she's insulting my friend Official Juice here. But it doesn't matter because EQ's got her big time coming, her day is due.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. That's okay. Oh my God. Can I ask you a question about the EQ situation, the EQ and Torian situation? So basically what happened, I think I told you this last night, they had an argument, right? And Torian was transphobic. She said to her something on the lines, she will never have children. I mean, I don't know whether you in the comments or yourself think that is transphobic, but she did say it out of malice.
I want to say this now. Obviously, when people get irate and start arguing, things come out of people's mouths, but I know how to control my mouth when it comes to certain things, because that's how I've been brought up about. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And also, to be honest with you, if Torian was rude towards EQ, and EQ come out with that splurt, which she's most commonly known for, coming with racial words. If someone said something different, it's always a race thing with her. And if you were others on this app, and I'm not being funny, but Torian, that's Torian's opinion. She's never come any homophobic slurs to me for me to get into that row with her, to throw that stuff at me, that shade at me. So I've never had anything like that with Torian or any other creator on here. So it just goes to show how low EQ can go when it comes to race. There was not one coloured person in her live yesterday. I don't care what anyone says. So that goes to show. That literally goes to show. Drop Dimitri also. I don't
want it to be a hate live, towards EQ though.
It's not a hate live because I'm going to do one myself on this topic, and I'm not bothered because when it comes to colour and my forehead and stuff like that, I'm going to bring it up. So it just goes to show that her and her little minions in there were doing the most, because it's just funny how I was blocked and someone had mentioned in the comment section is crazy.
Can I say something quick? Yeah.
Come on, Torian.
She was basically saying that she identifies as a black woman, and she was being mad goading in terms of race, yeah? And then she was like, oh, I'm just another statistic. I just lay on my back and my baby fathers F me and that's it. I said, well, your pom-pom don't bring life. Now people think it's transphobic.
I'm not taking that offence.
That's literally what I said.
But Torian, did you not say it first for her to react the way she did?
No. She kept saying that she identifies. Basically, I went into the live, yeah, and I was like, why do you think it's appropriate to call Angie the N-word? Yeah? She was like, oh, well, it doesn't affect Angie because she's white. So I said to her, so why did you not say the N-word then instead of saying the actual word? And then we was going back and forth, and she was like, well, I identify as a black woman now. I'm going to F all the black men da 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 da. And then that's when I responded back to her.
Yeah, I think with EQ, I think what she was trying to say is because I said that you can't be affected if, like, for example, I said something about Michelle. I shouldn't have said it, but I said it, and I said she can't be affected because she's not a gay woman. And EQ was saying, well, you can be affected. You don't have to actually target that person. Do you know what I mean? So she said, well, I'm going to call you the N-word now. How you know, if that's okay to say that? Do you know what I mean? If I'm not a black woman, I think she was trying to make a point. I mean, I don't agree with her saying.
Listen, no white woman can sit on a stage with me as a black woman and tell me that they identify as a black woman. No. That is a disrespect to our struggles. That's our disrespect to what we go through. It's disrespectful because I would never say, oh, I identify as a white woman, or oh, I identify as a disability person, or it's fucking rude and it's out of order and it's race baiting at its finest. Simple.
You can't talk for black trans either. She can't talk for black people, so that's not going to make people also, because it just goes to show in her life yesterday there was not one ethnicity person in there, and I don't care.
Exactly.
It shows the racism.
I would never listen to her.
No. She, like I said, she can do it on the app. But you see, she could come in the street and run her mouth, and she could never. And I could go.
Oh, Linz, we don't. Yeah, shut up.
She could never. Because you put the right one here, sister. Let me tell you, you put it right with the right one about my eyebrows. At least I don't speak like I got a fucking strangled cat.
Anyways, Ange, I came up here. It's off topic, but you know your moderator, Angie.
Yeah.
You know your moderator, Nick?
Yeah.
Nick, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Something's landed on my desk about Nick. Why is she reposting racial quotations?
Well,
yeah, I said, why is she reposting racial posts?
I don't know. What kind of posts are they? Someone or what? Someone.
I'll send them to you now. BRB, I'll be back.
Yeah, but that could just be the win.
I'm gonna send them to you now.
Angie,
yep.
Can you write?
No, it's not an awareness video. They've got gollywogs. They've got all types. I'm gonna send it to you now. Yeah, because Nix, you know when you repost, it comes up.
But isn't not just an awareness video that she's reposting? Hi, Deborah.
Hi, how are you, Angie?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Can you let Angie in the box, or let EQ in the box, please?
I don't think she's in the box. Why? What's your question?
Speak as well.
She's in your chat.
Yeah, she's in my chat. What's your question?
It's about her, so I feel she should be able to.
Yeah. What's the question? And she'll decide whether she comes in the box. She's not. This is what the hell's going on today, guys? She's not in the box, Deborah.
Can we get Official on to speak, Angie? If that's okay, please.
Yeah.
Official, do you want to speak?
Hi, Official.
Hello. Hiya. It's all right. I was just sitting there. I've got things to do, and I was just like, I was going about to jump down. Yeah. So I don't know. What was it for Pharaoh? She was in the comments and judging me about what?
No, he's in a tracksuit and stuff. They were slagging off about your.
Oh, brilliant! Is that what the comeback is? God bless. Yeah, I think this is the problem. To be fair,
I'm thinking that because there seems to be more arguments among the trans community.
Yeah, it's absolutely it's a laugh. I could swing it back by saying, like, you know, the way you sound and everything else. Is that I look convincing, like maybe a big girl, you know, you can probably see there from the front, you know, if you can see that my chest. Do you get what I mean? And that's real. Like, I haven't even had surgery, you know, I haven't had implants, unlike the person that's trying to go out about, you know, the way I look or the way I sound. It's quite funny that, but yeah, it is a bit of a slander match about that within the community. But that's my issue. That transgender person goes around the app and won't give any advice about the transition and this, that and the other, thinking it's something better than anybody in the community. Do you get what I mean? And it's no further forward than what I am or Pharaoh is.
Yeah.
Regardless if we are she-male or if we're fully transitioned was still the same. So I don't know why that person's thinking it's on a pedestal and thinking it's more different to what we are, because I can assure you it's not.
Like I said, it's in real life.
Can I ask you a question? Do you get a lot of hate for
Absolutely not. Unlike my man, I don't seem to have had a problem with my man either, going, cheating with other people. But I've been in a 7.5-year relationship myself. I've never been single, since...
Go on, girl.
I've never been single since I was 25 years of age. I'm now 34. So I don't know what the problem is there, but I've never had a problem in that department. I can be a bit twattish, I suppose, EQ, because you deserve it. So, but I think that might be comeuppance myself.
Why are you talking shit about it? Like, you're in no position. You're in no position to be speaking about it.
I don't need to know your position, honey. I'm telling you my position.
You can't speak about Chelsea when you've got a dick.
Darling, go and do something about your blood.
And you sound like you've got one in your throat, love.
What have you got from your ears, you clown? You look like an absolute clown. Shut up.
Oh my God. You sound like a clown, love.
You look like a clown. You look like a ball, Stacey. You're all chatting.
You're absolutely laughable, love.
We're having a debate on transphobia, right? And you have just come in the box, Chloe, to be transphobic.
It's
She's like putting EQ down. Why are they dragging EQ down when she's not here to defend herself?
You have just been transphobic and a transphobic, which is...
I wasn't was I transphobic?
Angie, may I ask you?
I'm talking to Angie.
Well, I'm talking to you.
What, Angie?
I'm talking to you.
Can't hear you, Angie.
Chloe, because she just came in here and she said she can't talk on anything because she's still got her male parts.
Yeah, because she needs to know her place.
No,
you can't talk about transsexuals when you're a transgender.
I think maybe.
You're not on our level. Like, you've got a dick, girl.
Transsexuals, love, was back out in decades. I think we're in
Transsexuals
2025.
a medical term. It's a medical term. I've had the operation. It's a medical term.
Well, you don't sound it. You're another one that don't sound it, honey. Keep your eyes down, love, instead of sounding like a man, love.
Put your camera on. Put your camera on.
Angie, can I just say something?
Gang of bricks. Put your camera on.
Oh, can I just...
I'm in the picture, love. You can see me. That's me.
Yeah, and you look a mess.
I'll mute you both for a sec. One sec, Wayne. I'll let you speak for a minute. But we're having a discussion on transphobia, and you've come in here, Chloe, being transphobic. I'm not going to lie. I think there's more transphobia among the trans community, and that's all I see. And, I do see it a lot on TikTok, don't get me wrong, but within the trans community, surely you should be standing...
Yeah, but I can't be transphobic to someone who's not actually trans. That's a cross-dresser. They've just admitted that before they come up.
Angie, can I just say something, please?
Yeah.
Hiya. Well, one, thank you for letting me in the box. And you ladies in this box, you're all slating EQ to the ground. Angie,
Exactly.
get EQ in this box right now and let EQ tell these ladies about themselves.
You terrorise the lorries, you know she would. That's why you've got a set of balls.
Angie, I'll drop to let EQ in.
Oh, you're ratchet, you. Chill the fuck out.
Guys, one at a time.
Chill the fuck out, girl. Calm down.
It just goes haywire.
Not that male aggression.
Maybe the operation hasn't done you fucking well in your fucking beneath and your fucking voice box.
Oh, what are you doing, girl? Calm the fuck down.
I don't understand all this.
How
embarrassing. Angie, you had the cheek to say about my show last night, and look what you've got going on. It's impact. You are all, apart from Chloe and others, you're making a show of yourselves. You just want to be talking about trans issues. Oh my God, listen to you. Absolutely humiliating. I'm with you, Ferrero. You've got such masculinity still. You've definitely still got testicles because you've got masculinity. I'll bop you. Oh, blah, 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 blah. You won't do anything.
One sec, to be fair, EQ, you have said a lot in the comments that have been transphobic. How are you having it live on education, an educational live on transphobia when you've actually been transphobic many times in the comments?
Okay, so Ferrero and this official thing are both transphobically abused me, so are you going to talk to them? Who've been
they've just been skitting me because
exactly. So stop aiming it at me, Angie, and that poor Chloe girl. Chloe has done nothing. Chloe's done nothing. Ferrero and this official one. Look at the state to you big fat cunt as well. That's not an official piss.
At
the end of the day, your fellas look probably look like spastic. Look, that's why you have left.
At least I could change that, love. Can you change your voice?
That's probably a dribble, love.
Don't
when
do
you're going
it,
on like that.
sweetheart, because you can't go there.
I can, love, and I am.
Can
What
ya?
do you mean? Words on the internet. You think you can tell me anything? You can't tell me now.
Well, the same way, isn't it, then?
Well, you are fat, though. Look at you.
So what?
There you go. So it's nice, you're fat. Anyway, keep talking about me and spreading it. And Ferrero, you've still got a cock. Not
No, my name's not Ferrero,
Enjoy
darling.
talking your
Ferrero.
dick, bro. Enjoy talking your
I
dick.
don't get it. There's more transphobia. How EQ?
You're absolutely crazy.
I like EQ, right? But however, she held a live last night on transphobia, and you've just been transphobic. You know what I mean? What the hell?
It's not that deep. Like, that's how we speak to each other. It's not that deep.
Yeah, but what sort of impression is that giving over to the other communities that are trying to...
Because you've just I've just explained it before it come up. Like, this official, whatever the name is, whatever it is, should not be talking about, like, people who have actually been through the transition. You shouldn't. You don't understand it. You can't relate. So don't speak about people who are above you.
EQ.
I knew you to tell me that I can't.
Hey, I'm someone who's had the operation like EQ. And you're sitting there with a dick trying to speak on us. When
Bun
you're not in the right place.
It doesn't matter what I've got, darling.
It does matter. It
Bun
definitely matters.
EQ
So you
and
wouldn't
bun
want
Zach
it.
the Brat as well.
If it doesn't matter, why do you want rid of
Guys,
it?
I'm stopping this now because this is not okay. Because everyone's been transphobic. What have you?
What?
You know,
I'm not.
Yeah, transphobia
not.
doesn't even exist.
transphobic towards each other.
Not that
Not.
Can you move the other
I mean,
people
let's
so I
just
can
have one
speak
at a
on it?
time, Tori and
Oh, Pharaoh, you need to chill. You don't have a fucking
You don't need to speak,
aneurysm.
come on. Can I speak now, Angie?
Yeah, can we
Seriously, on a serious note, though, like them earrings, girl, them earrings, please.
You know what? The trans community is so small. You should be standing together, not be fighting among each other.
Wait, you're not trans, are you?
Angie, what?
Oh, no, I thought you were... No, nothing, don't worry, go on.
Well, Angie, so let me speak. So first and foremost, thank you, Angie, for allowing people to jump in your box, because some of the other hosts who were holding these lives didn't allow anybody else that had a different opinion, because when they did, they got booted. My question is really to, is it Pharaoh? My question to you as a woman of colour who is transgender, what advice would you give to anybody that is starting their journey? Because we have seen people like EQ say that Alphabet isn't trans because she's had the money and she's squandered it on whatever, and you'll do whatever you can to have top surgery or bottom surgery. What we also have to remember is EQ rushed into her transition, got her vagina botched, and she had to pay for reconstruction. So rushing into something isn't appropriate. Pharaoh,
No, don't speak to Chelsea. Chelsea did not rush into it. Do not speak to that. Angie, you can't let it speak to that.
It's not true at all. What you on about?
Exactly.
It's the NHS. You dickhead. No. Don't talk about my
Dude, why wasn't there no
I know
black
the
trans people on your
information
platform
considering it was
yesterday?
my surgery. I didn't go private. It was the NHS that botched it. So what am I meant to do, love? If you go, you might have a prolapse. If you go, you might have something else. It's been corrected. Simple as, love. So don't talk about me. This is what I mean, Angie. You're not shutting it down. They're speaking as if they can talk to me.
Why was there no black trans people
They
yesterday
can't
on your
talk to me at all.
platform?
Not one little bit. So...
Guys,
That's you, such a manner, Ferrero. My God. Look at how manly you are and masculine.
Earrings, those Chelsea
Just
earrings.
mental. Look at your hairline.
Why was there no black trans people on your
Absolutely crazy. So yeah, so don't talk about my
EQ, why was there no
transition
black
like
trans
you know
people?
anything. No one cares about you, you Malteser head.
Was there no black trans people on your
Piss
platform?
off and go and wash yourself.
Why was
you
there no
cow.
black trans people on your platform yesterday? EQ, why? Why, babe? Why?
because she's racist.
She mustn't have been in the requests.
Yeah.
Ange, can I just say something?
Because she likes to mention black trans, but I didn't see not one black trans in your little.
Well,
live
maybe
yesterday,
because
babe.
they've all got bad attitudes like this one above me and they didn't go in there. Like, what do you want her to do? She can't force them into a request box.
Respectfully,
Ange,
Chloe.
can I just
she's
say
been
something?
racist to me. What did she say?
Racist.
What did she say?
What did she say? Have you got a clip of it? Can anyone play a clip of what she said? Or you
Wait, what did she just say?
Exactly, you don't know what she said, so it wasn't that bad, was it?
Chloe, shut the fuck up, man.
You shut the fuck up, you're all just talking shit.
Oh, she called me a Malteser.
Well, an empty accusation.
I didn't say anything about the trans community, but I got called a Malteser. So what do we have to say about that? No, hold on.
Angie.
Everyone shut up. Everyone shut the fuck up.
What do we have to say about that now?
Can you be quiet a minute?
Because I wasn't transphobic to her, but she
it's
just called
actually
me a
about the
Malteser.
LGBT plus community here.
Pardon?
Can you just be quiet a minute?
No,
and
I'm
let
not
us
going to
talk
be
about the
quiet. I was just
subject?
racially abused. Don't tell me to be quiet. You be quiet.
And
you
seeing we're
think you
talking
are?
about the LGBT plus community.
I don't
yeah?
care. Angie, she was just
this is
racist to me on your
Tori,
platform.
it's not-
I'm talking. Shut up.
Let Torian speak, please.
Fuck.
If you're going to talk over people,
Angie, she just called me a Malteser, and I never said nothing transphobic. I didn't say anything. I just asked the question. So can she come back up here and explain why she was just racist to me, please?
Oh, God. Did she just call you a
Yeah, she just called me a Malteser. For what reason?
Amen. I'm not condoning it at all. But you know what she's like. People are just going to sweep it under the carpet and that's it. And it's
we're going to sweep it. Okay. I understand.
Can we hear from Johnny?
It's supposed to be about education.
I don't think that's okay at all. I really don't. Hey, Johnny.
She called me a black Malteser.
I just want to
black Malteser. Yeah? Okay.
Well,
I just want to highlight.
The carpet at all, but that's something you have to ask EQ. You know what I mean? If she wants to get in the box, but the thing with EQ, she likes to hear the sound of her own voice. She don't let anyone speak. If she wants to, EQ, do you want to get back in the box?
She's all mouth, like everyone keeps saying.
And I just want to highlight something that it's a prime example that everyone can see here right now on this leg. I am from the LGBT plus community, and yes, there is a lot of hate within the community. But this is a prime example of what we don't need. What we don't need in the community and what we shouldn't be showing outside, because you're giving everyone else the opportunity, and it's not you, but you the rest in the boxes are giving everyone else the opportunity to run with more hate on this app. This is not what's needed. It's supposed to be a discussion to educate people, tell your stories about transitioning, brings stuff to light for people to understand your journey. This is not what it's about. But I do have a question, the same question that I'm going to ask everyone in the box that was asked last night in EQs that I asked. Under the law, transphobia and racism fall under the same law. Do you feel transphobia is taken as serious as racism under the law?
100% not.
I think it's taken more seriously than racism, yeah.
Are you having a laugh, Tori?
No, I'm being serious. Today, it was just a prime example. I got called a Malteser. No one said anything. But if I was transphobic to her, everyone would be chatting shit. So, yes, people care about the trans community more than the black community, and we just witnessed that. End of.
I don't agree with that. The thing is, Wayne, you got to remember that the black community is a lot bigger. So, you know, I do believe that racism has taken a lot more serious.
Racism has been at the political forefront for about 30, 40 years.
You've got the history.
Transgender is only a relatively new concept or ideology that's hit the screens because there are certain people like EQ, like Alpha, like Daddy Kaz, or whatever they want to call these people. There has been a political fight for the LGBT community for a long time. Racism will always be there. Transphobia will always be there, but what is the most concerning thing is that within their own community, the trans community are fighting against each other. What they need to do is unite and come together, and that's what the problem is. One judges the other person, who's more feminine, who's had what operation done, who's done this, who's done that. It needs to stop, and the only people that can stop transphobia is the trans community. The people who are elders in the LGBT community. I went to my first Pride in 1990. That's before any of these people were actually even fucking born. So we know about the fight, we know about the struggle, we know about the plight. I feel sorry for people like Pharaoh, in all fairness, because she is a woman of colour who is transgender, so she's got this double jeopardy. And she's actually holding up pieces of paper to actually prove to 3.65 viewers that she's actually transgender and who she actually is. Pharaoh, you don't need to do that, my darling. You're a beautiful woman. And you're on mute, by the way. I don't do sign language, but you're on mute.
It's the speaker.
You're a beautiful woman. You don't need to do that. Torian, racism is always going to be one of those underlying issues that is going to be like, can I say this, can I say that? What is happening is the political shift now. People like Evil Queen, and I don't want to sound disrespectful for the woman. I think she's beautiful looking, But she has often said on many occasions that when she turned 18 and when she had that money, she went and got her operations and she made herself feel who she truly believed she was. But it was botched. So
Wayne, I do want to shut that down. I don't think we should be talking about EQ's training.
No. My point being is that you can't tell what.
Where's Alicia? Because the mods keep rejecting her.
Yeah, Wayne, let's not talk about EQ though.
I know. Your point is it's an individual journey. It doesn't matter how long or how fast or how slow you go. It's an individual basis. That's what I'm trying to say.
And this is Jodie Marie has made a really good comment here. She's put, you're all fighting to be accepted, but you can't accept each other. And that's a true fact. Everyone's just fighting among themselves, and you're such a small community. You should be standing together and supporting each other. I think and I think that's a problem.
You're right, Angie. You're absolutely right. We have this within the gay community. We fight amongst ourselves, and what we should be doing is coming together, singing "Come by all my Lord," and be happy within our own communities. But there's always that internal fight and plight. It is what it is.
But the thing is, that happens in every walk of life. Every walk of life, regardless of where you are, who you are, what you are. Internal fighting happens everywhere.
And can you rise up Alicia to show the screenshots, please?
What screenshots?
Of Nick reposting the racist stuff.
Yeah, can we do that after the discussion?
Yeah, but can you rise her because she's got the screenshots?
Is it you, Scylla? Are you there?
Hello, no, I just didn't want to interrupt anyone. I just didn't want to speak over anyone. I think the big issue is here, there's too many Beggy Sues on TikTok. There's too many people that have gone a large part of their life being transgender, they've had their operation, and now there's a lot more transgender people and they just don't feel so special anymore. You get Chloe gatekeeping the fact that trans people can be trans now without having an operation. I work for the government. We recognise all trans people, whether they've had an operation, whether their gender identity is just a bit different from their sex. People shouldn't be gatekeeping it, and that's what the issue is. It's people that don't want to have the spotlight taken from them when there's so many other people that feel like them.
Can I ask you a question as a trans person, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
You see, I don't know obviously if you've had your operations and stuff, but you see someone that hasn't had the operation and is part of the trans community. If another trans person says something in regards to that, does that make them transphobic?
I can't speak as a trans person because I'm not a trans person. I'm a gay man. If I would gay slurs to another gay person, I'd be using derogatory terms. Oh, that wasn't even English. I don't know what I just said. Derogative terms. I would be acting homophobic. Whether my intention is from homophobia, I'm acting homophobic. So if you get a trans person that's personally belittling other trans people because they're not so far on the rock or they're not in the same part of the life, of course they're being transphobic. It doesn't care what you are. If you're going to act like a see you next Tuesday, you are a see you next Tuesday. There's only so much glitter you can put on its head.
Yeah. But Taurine, that's like the black community. I mean, saying things to each other. Are you?
Yeah, but that's not. It would be colorism, or it would just be discriminate. It wouldn't be racism.
I can answer that. If you're talking not on an app and like to criminalise it, no. If you're trans, you're trans. The same with what they don't get on this app. If people say that they are trans, nobody has not got other thing apart from the rights to say they're trans. You can't identify that person as what they are. If they say they're trans, you've got to respect that, and that's what they are. But this app is so confused at saying you've got to be on medication and you've got to have had the change. No, you haven't. Like I'm transgender. That's it.
And I've heard that.
So can I ask you a question? Are you fully transitioned? If you don't mind me asking.
I haven't, but that's
okay.
That's
one more question. You see, when you go out in public spaces, do you use the female toilet or do you use the male toilet?
Well, I use the female toilet because I've got a chest and I'm a woman. Right?
Okay, so all right, so cool. So EQ, yeah, who is from the trans, she thinks that not men, but she thinks people that are transitioned, people that are not transitioned should not use a female toilet.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I've just said. Like, she's got no rights, because that's
Can I just say that also, Official, you're not going to like what I say, then I agree with her on that one, you know, because, even though you're identifying as a trans female, you still have, your male parts. And I don't think that's transphobic at all. You've got to remember there are a lot of women that have been abused by men.
Yeah, you have, but I'm 34 and I've never been with a woman, and like, you've got to put that into account as well. Like, I've always liked men regardless of what, but I start my travels, so I've got female friends that they'll probably sit there in the toilet and I'm probably looking at them. They won't close the door. Do you get what I mean? That's never appealed to me. You've got to put that into, and that's what I mean. It gets, when you're trying to say that or you're thinking that, either what you're saying, it's irrelevant anyway, because it's by law, isn't it? So that's what I would go by, no matter if you don't like it or if it is, or if, you know what I mean? But I agree with what you're saying, but speaking for myself and me anyway, I'd rather use the disabled toilet.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's the big conversation that people have had on social media is about.
No, absolutely, and I appreciate it, and if that's the way you feel, anyway, that's the way you feel.
How I feel. You can't take my feelings how I feel. That's how I feel. I would not like it, and that's
exactly. Well, that's what I said. I appreciate it, but there's background to people. Do you get what I mean? And it is what it is. But yeah.
Yeah, but Ange, it's also part of their journey, because transitioning, part of that transitioning is they have to be seen as living either as a female or as a male. So that would be part of their journey, actually using the toilet which they feel that they identify as. So that would be taking part of their journey away when they're trying to be themselves as much as possible.
Johnny, I understand what you're saying there, but then you've got to remember that, though, and please don't take offence to this, that the trans community is small, okay? So what you're asking is for the majority of people, women, to accept a trans female that has not had the operation to use a female toilet when they could have been abused by a man. They don't feel safe around. I'm not saying that the trans women are men, but don't feel safe around someone that has still got their bits. And I wouldn't feel comfortable, and I've not. Do you know what I mean? I just wouldn't, and you're taking my feelings away from how I feel. So
let me play devil's advocate with it then. So you have a trans member who is transformed from male to female and has the top surgery. You wouldn't know if they've had bottom surgery or not. So what would your opinion be on them walking into the toilet when they look feminine?
You don't know, John. You don't know. I'm just saying if you was to know, you know what I mean? If you don't, you don't know. Do you know what I mean?
So then when it come down to personal judgment.
People don't fear trans men. Like, yes, there are women that transition to men, but if you think people don't fear them, people don't fear trans men.
Yeah.
You don't hear about trans men attacking women or whatever. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? Not being transphobic, but you don't hear about that. People fear trans women, men.
People were saying to me yesterday, but women can, there can be women rapists, but it's not as common.
Yeah, but it's like anybody though. It's just trying to narrow it down though, isn't it? Do you get what I mean? It's anybody. It's in anybody, and you could be sitting next to a person. Do you get what I mean? You don't know. Do you know what I mean? But
Angie, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Angie, as the host, if you had a magic wand to solve the problem of these toilet issues, which a lot of people seem to have, what would you do or what would you change?
I would, you know what? I would probably have males, females, and unisex.
There is unisex toilets out there, though.
There's unisex, but you either just get one or the other. So you get a unisex and a unisex only. I don't feel comfortable. That's how I feel to use a unisex toilets or changing room, because some changing rooms.
They won't do that. That will cost taxpayers a lot of money.
But what about changing rooms? Some changing rooms don't have cubicles, believe it or not. Depends where you are. Some places in New Zealand, where I'm from, don't have cubicles.
Even when you go abroad, even when you go on holidays, I don't know, like, let's say, for instance, you go to a Muslim country, like Egypt, Morocco, wherever it is that you decide to go, do you think you'll be able to use the women's toilet? They won't allow it. You will not be allowed to.
And I asked the same question to Pharaoh. Right, Pharaoh, she's a black woman that has transitioned. And ask the same question to you. If you had a magic wand in terms of this old toilet.
Sorry, you speak up, I can't hear you, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I do apologise. Yeah, if you had a magic wand and you could solve the problem of the old toilet debate, who should use that toilet? What would you do?
You're away from the
muffled there, Wayne.
Well, what about now? Am I muffled now?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, if you could change the old toilet debate, how would you do it, and what would you say is appropriate for toilet? Do you know what I mean? Like, would you say that trans women shouldn't use men or female space if they have their own secure safe space?
I want to say this to you. I don't know if many gay clubs have it all over the different towns and cities, but when I was in Birmingham, there's a club that's there. There's 2 clubs out there that actually have mixed toilets. So females and males and trans or gays, anyone can use the toilets in there. So personally, I don't know if it gets to that where I think they probably going to make a law when trans people can just use trans toilets only to stop all the dramas and all the problems with the community and the straight women. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So I really think there might be a law that comes into that also.
So what would you do to change it, though? What would you do to...
Can you speak up? I can't hear you, darling. You're very...
I'll tell you. He said, what would you do to change it?
What would I do to change it?
Yeah, to change it.
Well, me personally, because I don't like round with people and I don't like seeing anyone round in the community, but when it comes to me dealing with my own stuff, I'm going to do what I'm going to have to do. Do you know what I mean? But personally, I think I would try and just switch things around if I was in charge. Like, to stop all the aggro, stop all the conflict with the straight women, genetic women, trans community, and I'd try and half it, so give the trans community their own toilets. So if you've either had the surgery or hadn't surgery, you can still use that toilet no matter what. Just to stop all the conflict from the other side.
Right, okay,
which will happen in sooner dates to stop all this. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because I think it's causing too much conflicts and a lot of things. I think it's causing a lot of war.
Okay, so can I
do that? I think it could help. It would help.
So can
homophobic abuse, that's another one.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question, Farah, just to coming away from the toilet issue? Do you think, is it on the NHS, the surgery? And if it's not, do you think it should be?
Well, the NHS is the surgery is actually on the NHS as well at different clinics. Because I had mine in London, East Putney, Charing Cross. I chose which one I wanted to go to, so I went to the private one in East Putney, and Dr. Balringer. And
did you do it through the NHS or did you do it privately?
Through the NHS, darling. But that's the only surgery I had was downstairs. My rest are going through hormones. My upper part is through hormones.
Have you ever had like facial surgery or?
I never even had an Adam's apple. Never.
You're very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Pharaoh,
unlike some.
Pharaoh, can I ask you a question?
That will come up to another masculine person. If it's a trans person coming up to me with the aggression, I'm going to show my masculine. So it's like 2 cats or 2 dogs fighting the masculine side. You're going to get that anyway.
Can I ask you a question, Pharaoh? You've got all these terminologies, different terminologies. Apparently there's more than 100. You know, you've got binary, you've got... Do you agree with all of those?
No, we haven't, Ange. Obviously, we're trans. Like, the community, I mean... To be fair, I don't get mixed up in that. I think it's too much. You know, we're trans. We take a part of the flag up. Do you get what I mean? We're trans. That's it. Like straight down the line. You know, we're not anything else. But yeah, you get it's just too much. It's the most. Do you get what I mean? It's confusing even for us. It's madness.
Anyway, what question did you want to ask?
Yeah, it's a question for both Torian and also Pharaoh. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong.
No, it's fine.
Like, Pharaoh, we all know, and Torian, we all know within certain ethnicities there is a lot of homophobia, transphobia, etc. Same within religion. Pharaoh, what would you say to Torian who has, and Torian, don't think I'm having an attack because I'm not, Torian has said some really, really transphobic comments towards EQ, if you like to or not. What would you say as a mixed race woman? What would you say to the black community about transitioning?
I can't hear you, darling. You're muffling. I can't hear you.
I'm muffling now. Am I muffling now?
Speak up. Your voice is so low.
I'm muffled now. You sound muffled now.
It's quite low. You are quite low, darling.
Oh, that's because I'm
basically saying his question is, as a black trans woman, what do you think about my transphobic comment to EQ?
no. That's not what I'm saying. Is
Oh.
what I'm saying is, Maureen, you can be transphobic at times, which is your prerogative. But as a mixed race woman, what would you say to the black community to try and change the perception of transphobia within the community?
You can't really say nothing to the black community like that because they have their own views, and it is very difficult growing up in the black community because I've had to go through a lot. My brother's gone through a lot because of me changing my gender and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, I get a few black people or mixed race people giving it, but I'm not bothered because I'm used to it through growing up, so it doesn't bother me. But when it comes to Tori saying her views, it's not aimed at me for me to have a go good back at her, so it's not going to cause me any effect. Do you know what I mean? It's just not causing me any effect or nothing, so I'm not really bothered, to be honest.
All right, can I ask you one more question before I ask Chloe and the rest of the boxers, because they've been waiting patiently. I asked you this question last night, but, I'll ask it again about, if you was to get into a fight with a woman, you know what I mean?
No. Like I said the other day, a couple of years ago, there was two women that tried to jump me, and I got one and I put her to the floor. I never attacked her, I put her to the floor. Police come, got rid of her. Because it was like that was another homophobic slur. Because her partner was trying to come to me and I weren't interested. That's another problem we get. That's another problem we get as well. You know what I mean? So I put her to the floor. Police come. Friend holded her down, and that was it. Because I know I could have gone further if I wanted to finish it. I could have finished it. But I know my.
Do you feel like you have a fair that the other person has an unfair disadvantage?
Can you write Mama Kaz?
Yeah, I will do. The fact that you're a trans woman, do you think you have an advantage when you have a fight? If it is
no, because I avoid that. My mouth is quick enough to hurt if I need to use my mouth.
I think she means like physically.
Yeah, I mean physically.
Me attacking a woman physically?
Yeah, physically.
No, because I know I could do damage.
Yeah, that's what she means. So yeah.
No.
All right. Is a distraction in here? So I'm going to kick her out.
And I think any other trans person
I'm here.
would agree with me on that.
Where's Mama Kaz?
She's not in the box, guys. If she wants to get in the box,
Mama Kaz just requested. And can I just mention something to everybody in here as well? To the 3,500 whatever. I want to mention this now, so I don't know whoever's trans, gay, whatever in here. If you agree, you agree. If you don't, you agree. I'm sick and tired of hearing people saying that real women are called cis women. Not that, because it's not biology.
Yeah.
They're a woman, they're a female, and they're a lady. There's three combinations. You're not cis, you're a woman. I
agree with that.
As a boy, I was born a male skeletal, and I know in myself that I know who I am. So I'm a trans woman, not a woman, which is a total different thing. This is where people need to get things together and gather it together. Because I'm sick and tired of people saying, oh, I'm non-binary, I'm this. It's all lies.
Yeah.
Lies. You were assigned at birth as male or female, then we come as a trans, we transitioned, and I'm happy with who I am, and I'm happy for my trans community. Half of them know who they are.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm sick and tired of people saying, oh, you're a cis woman. No, there's nothing called cis. You're born a woman and that's it. That is it. You're a woman and that's it.
I agree. I don't understand that cis. Yeah, I agree with you, man.
I was born a male and I haven't got a womb. I don't have ovaries, which are going to go and get checked because before I was thinking I probably have got that because it can happen. It can happen. So I'm not going to stand. And by the way, ladies, I'm not in competition with no trans, no woman, but myself and God.
Right, that is it there.
That's a really important question here, right? In regards to children, right? It's kids that want to transition or
no child should be allowed to transition until they're 18.
No, I'm finished though. They want to transition and everything else. And what about education, like this? The education in school, should it be taught in schools? That's
No.
Like me, EQ, Pharaoh, and that we got this far. We knew what we were. No one sat us down in a classroom. Like you don't need to be teaching kids what this is.
I'll be real, yeah. I took my kids out. The school contacted us and I said no. Because my 10-year-old and my 9-year-old at the time don't need to sit down and hear anything about LGBT or the trans community. It's not their age group. It's not something that they're open to at this young age. So yes, I as a mother called the school and I told them that my kids are not sitting in that classroom. And that was that.
Cannot conceptualise what this entails. A child will never conceptualise it.
I'll ask a quick question.
Can I just ask a really
You can't say that. You can't say that when you talk. When you put
oh, shut up, Gypsy Queen.
Yes.
When you put the tribal community down and call us in.
Can we drop Gypsy Queen? It's not about you.
Talk about discrimination.
Oh my God.
You are the biggest racist.
You're so annoying.
You are the biggest racist.
Gypsy Queen, please.
On the app.
Can I just ask this question? So how come there's unisex toilets in schools? You know, which I'm hearing in the comments. Is that
not in my kids' school?
Can I just say, like, unisex toilets got the highest rate of SA, so that's actually not a good idea.
Not my kids' school.
Can I ask a question to any of the transgender people in there? What are your opinions on people transitioning after committing offences?
Oh, good question.
Are you asking whether they should go to the men's?
No, I'm asking, what's your opinion on people who have committed serious crimes but have transitioned to get a new identity?
That's very important.
That is such a good question. I'm not going to lie.
Such is great.
You don't get a whole new identity, though.
And now they're living as a female, and they're a rapist. We're using the female changing rooms. And
that's like that man, I swear, that's on this app.
Yeah, there is. There's someone on this app.
You can't really say that about that community. It's bad in every community. Every community is bad.
That's Jade Palmer.
Can I just add something to that real fast about should people be able to transition if they've committed an offence? So the NHS currently provides medical treatments like Viagra to offenders, so that wouldn't even be a question. The NHS still provides them sort of sources to people.
Is it Viagra for sex though? Sorry, I love TikTok.
Well, yeah, people who have issues with becoming whatever they need to be in that region if they can't fully function. The NHS still funds.
Yeah, they give you condoms in prison as well. You can get condoms in prison. Wait, what do you want them for? Like?
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who have transitioned to get away from their crimes.
No, you can't. But you've still got the same criminal record.
No, but they're under a different name. There's somebody on
but your name doesn't change anything.
One second, no facial question doesn't make sense to try and get away from their crime because you can't get away from their crime because they'll always.
Because if you think about it, yeah, Jade Palmer committed a crime under a different name, yeah. And if it weren't for people finding out, then it would have never been known. So,
even that Holly Stanley, whatever his
Holly Stanley's a prime example.
A lot of people change their identity anyway. What about those people that change that? You know,
yeah, I get that. But my thing is about, like, you've got Holly Stanley on there who committed some serious offences to do with children, but changed their name to Holly Stanley and then goes under being a female.
But you know what, No Face? I think the biggest problem with someone like that pretending to now being a woman.
Oh, No Face, they're so uneducated, they don't understand what you're saying.
Changing rooms, and they have
No Face is very educated, actually, babe.
No Face is educated. Everyone else doesn't seem to get it. So No Face is saying basically, should it be allowed for people who have been child predators or any of those things to be able to transition? Should it be banned that anyone who's committed offences against children shouldn't be able to change their identity and shouldn't be able to change the name or the gender? That is what No Face is saying.
That would never happen because people still have a right.
That's all I was jumping up.
That would never happen though because people still have their rights though. It's like people in prison, they still have their rights. So as much as, they might commit their crime, the UK would never allow it because people are still allowed their rights.
Yeah.
I think that also the biggest danger for me is like with No Face was
but it's so hypothetical, isn't it?
As a female using, as being allowed around females, in places, isolated places, and they've raped a woman. You know what I mean?
It's definitely happened as well. It's definitely happened. There's definitely people that have transitioned after doing crazy crimes.
What about that guy? That guy that did transition. I think he was waiting for court. He committed a crime as a male, but he transitioned, and after he committed the crime, and they actually put him in a female prison. He was pre-op. He hadn't had the surgery. There was such an outpour about it. They did actually transfer him to male's prisons, but this was a guy. I don't know if was he a rapist or something.
And can I just say, like, now it's like the laws changed. If you like, no matter how long you've transitioned or what you've had done, if you grape a woman, you are charged as a man because only a man can commit that act.
Correct.
The vulnerable wing. That's
any trans.
Correct.
Any trans person that's committed a violent crime in the UK, they can't go to a chosen prison. If you're a trans person that's committed a violent crime, you can't go there.
Girl, women are vicious. I'd rather go to men's.
No thanks.
No, you wouldn't go. You'd go on a vulnerable. So
I'm going to drop down anyway. Thank you for answering. I just want to know.
No, but you would be in a vulnerable.
I wouldn't. I'd request to go in. I'd request to go in the normal population. I don't want to be in the Gez. I want to be with the man.
Yeah, and Mama Kez isn't in the box, guys.
Mama Kez in the box.
He's not in here, but Mama Kez, do you want to jump in the box? I don't know if she's still in the comments. Hi, Wayne.
Yeah,
This is what I'm saying. You've got this jigglypuff at the top chatting shit. I've been to prison as a trans woman and I went to another prison. You can't talk on trans issues. You're not even transitioning. Angie, are you understanding and remembering that I've been to prison as a woman and I went to a women's prison, not restricted, not locked down, not invulnerable, anything like that. Stop chatting shit. You should get your dick chopped off, you bitch.
Wow. Wow. Wait, Angie, can you rise up, Alicia? She's got a list here of the trans people that have committed crimes that have changed their names.
Angie, can I just say something?
Why is she even allowed in the box after doing racist? Like, you should never talk on racism.
Oh, Gypsy Queen, go away.
No, I won't.
Stop doing videos and atting me. You're racist.
This is not about racism. Please.
No, just drop her. There's no relevance to being here. You just want to be where I am.
Let me speak.
In Mama Kaz is wanting to come up now.
Let me speak.
She just said I'm a racist.
Oh my God. Can I just say what No Face No Case just did there was absolutely disgusting, because what he tried to do then is try and use people who are transgender to try and say, well, what about this prison? What about that prison? Now, I am not a big fan of EQ, but what she came back with, her clapback, is absolutely 100%. No Face, No Case, you're talking shit. You can't use people of transgender to say that about committing...
That's not what he done. That's not what he was doing.
It was absolutely disgusting.
That's not what he done. Why are you twisting what he done? He just
That's what he was doing.
He just asked, should people be allowed to transition after committing a crime?
There you go. That's not transphobic, no.
How is that transphobic?
No, that's not transphobic at all.
That's not transphobic.
It's a genuine question.
No, it's not.
There's a difference between an opinion and being transphobic.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's...
And he's got a point though, Wayne.
And none of us trans people are saying it was transphobic, so don't you worry about it. You're just a man.
It's not transphobic, but Wayne, he's got a point as well. If you think about it, it was a good question. I don't think he was being transphobic at all. I think it was just a question.
Yeah, because there is
and I think it was a good question.
There's a woman on here, Jade Palmer, that goes by
what are you waffling
female.
about? You
I don't know if she's a
absolute
trans woman or she's a cross-dressed. I assume she's a trans woman. I think she committed rape. Now she's going to be using female toilets, female changing rooms, socializing with women, as she's a woman herself, and that's the dangers here. You know what I mean?
This is the problem, with people, and Wayne's being one of them. Yeah, he's the sort of person that likes to just stir shit up when it was just a general question to the people of what they felt, and if
because he wants us to be victims, bro. He wants to feel sorry.
Exactly that. That's exactly
victims, that. But that's not what we are.
Do you know what I mean? I come in here, ask a simple question, but then you've got a knob like him that likes to try and twist things and cause an argument from it. But I appreciate you all fucking telling him straight.
Yeah, we seen right through it, bro. Don't worry about it.
Keep fucking smashing it anyway. Big love, everyone.
Yeah. Who else? Let me put someone else in the box, guys. Can I ask another question? What about people that don't agree with, they just agree that if you're born a male, you're born a woman. They don't believe in people that should have a sex change. Would you class them as transphobic?
No, I'd just say that's their reality.
No,
we
I
can't
don't.
control what they
It's
think.
an opinion, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if we're going to respect the trans community, we need to respect people's religions as well. And in reality, there's religions that don't agree with it. It don't mean to say that when they see a trans person, they're going to disrespect them or make them feel any less than what they are. But if we're going to respect a minority, respect religions too.
Corinne,
because
can I ask you a question based on that? Just because I asked this the other day, So some people would obviously argue and say that trans ideology and stuff is a belief that we are expecting you to believe in. But surely you're just saying the exact same thing with your if you're saying we should respect your religion. Why don't you expect
No,
our
because
trans
religion
identity?
isn't being passed off as fact. Religion isn't affecting women's
That's
rights.
what I'm saying though, Popcorn Sue. I'm not saying, like, yes, I'm a Muslim, yeah, before anything. And yes, in my religion, that's not something that we practice, and it's not something I've grown up around. But that doesn't mean to say that if I see a trans person, I'm going to be disrespectful or make them feel any less or make them feel away. No, it just means that's just what I was growing up with. I don't know any different, and it's okay.
I just think I don't know, I think it's so easy to pass off trans being a choice.
Religion's a choice, you dumb cow. Religion you choose. Fuck me, you're so thick. Oh my god, I can't believe how is everyone else as frustrated as me in the comments? Oh my fucking god. Honest to God, Chloe's the only one with sense.
Might as well just stay up here, girl.
Anyways, I don't know what that rat just said, but like I said, I'm a Muslim first, and that's not something I was brought up with. End of.
Why she gotta be a rat?
Thank you then. Religion is
Hey.
a choice.
Hey, Mama Kaz.
Hello, everyone. So,
Hey, Mama Kaz.
hey, Torrin, I'm wanted. What's going on?
We're having
Just well, basically, I don't know. Still, that even still to me, even though how long I've said that I've been on my journey for, EQ still thinks that we're not trans, even though that I'm like over
Simon.
like 50.
No, that's not what she's saying. That's not what she's
Angie,
saying.
are you going to give... Angie,
And people stop
permission
putting
to-
words in her mouth because that's not what she said.
No, that's what she said.
It's not. She said you're not
Yeah,
trans
it
the way we're
is.
trans. You're not trans the way we're trans.
Well,
You're
that's,
not,
like, that's my friend there. So at the end of the day, I've had the surgery. She hasn't done, so that doesn't make her any.
Because she's not like us. So we're the same. She's not. Like there's different categories of stuff. Like it's not
So
that
what
deep.
am I? Am I a
Yeah,
T?
but when you get your
Wait, hold on, wait,
after you get your operation, you'll be an
So
asshole.
wait, Chloe, is there part 1, part 2, and part 3 of how to be like, I don't
No,
get what you
look,
said. What does that
I don't know why
mean?
you're getting aggressive. I can tell you. I can explain it dead easy.
Guys,
There's-
can we just hear from Mama Kez?
Okay, do you give me permission to talk about Evil Queen? Because you said you don't want
There's
to...
transgender.
This isn't about Evil Queen though. This is what I don't understand.
I'm not talking about her journey, but I just want to pick out a few things because she's been saying a few things in the comments. Number one, she did just attack Pharaoh by saying Pharaoh is the type of trans woman that attacks women. Can we just recall Evil Queen?
Yeah, I've got a screenshot of that.
You
Yeah.
did kick CLA in the downstairs area. I think you did forget about that, number one. Number two, my whole thing about yesterday, I don't think that was a way of support for the trans community. That was just a way to, again, deflect from the fact that she was racist yesterday when she was towards AJ. She doesn't support the trans community. She said numerous times that anyone that is a pre-op trans person like myself and official juice
is transgender.
A trans woman. No, she has said that. I've got the recording. If you want me to send it to you, Angie, I'm more than happy to do that. She said that many times. My thing is, what EQ wants to consistently do is compare herself at 40 years old to a 24-year-old.
She's not 40 years old. Why are you saying that?
Why are you so angry?
Because she's not 40 years old.
Mid-30s then, pushing 40, mid-30s, pushing 40, wherever it
She's
is.
not pushing 40. She's only just like turned 30 for consent.
Okay. 37 then. Bloody hell, Chloe.
Angie, when Mama Kaz is done, can I
Oh,
speak
like, then
next?
we'll
That's
say
all
that
right.
you're 15 stone then.
37 then, Chloe. Is that better? Is that better for you? I just think certain things that was discussed yesterday, such as racism, there wasn't anyone from the black community that was trans in the box to discuss that, number one. It was full of, obviously, people from the white community discussing, topics that, obviously, the black community faced. I didn't think that was right. I do just think the whole thing yesterday was, again, to victimize herself. Evil Queen picks and chooses when she wants to stand by the trans community. When she doesn't want to, when she's every day attacking people like myself. This has been going on for 3 years. I've been called a man in a wig.
I've sat and watched you on your live track people down.
Are you getting paid from Evil Queen? What is this backup dancer? Is she paying you, babe? Is she paying you to talk? Honestly. What is wrong with this person? Keep jumping every 2 minutes.
Chloe, please, can we just let her talk?
What I'm saying is, okay, Evil Queen had to start at somewhere at one point. She weren't always 37 as a post-op trans woman. She once had down below parts. She once had other parts attached to herself that she no longer has now. Everyone has to start somewhere. And this whole segregation, this whole competition with her that she consistently does to every single other person on this app. I look better than you. This one's got a bigger forehead. This one looks like this. This one looks like that. You had to start somewhere, sweetheart. You had to be, you know, at a start of your journey at one point.
She hasn't denied that. Like, you're not even letting her speak.
Oh my God.
I don't understand whether, you know, because, you know, by law, you are identified as a trans, whether you have surgery or not. You don't even need
Can I just explain? Because that's not how it works. Self-ID is not valid in this country. So it doesn't matter what you identify. It's not legally recognised.
It is, because I work in the law.
It's not. Go and see the police, love, and ask if it's a hate crime if you tell me different.
Self-ID is not legally
Go do that one.
No, can I say something?
What you're saying is it just segregates the trans community even further. Like, there's no community with what you're saying. Like, why is there this segregation?
Wild.
And can I just jump in and say one thing?
It's mad now that you're like kicking
one sec, because
you're silencing the actual transsexuals and listening to transgenders.
No, I'm not.
It's not right.
No, I'm not at all. What is she talking about? I do apologise. What was that about?
All right, won't happen now, Mama Kaz. It's gone. God.
Yeah, that's really what I've got to say about it. I don't think Evil Queen is an advocate for the trans community in the slightest. I'm not saying that I am either, but she has said many, many times that this is what I'm different as a trans woman. I don't sit here and I've never ever sat here and said I see myself as a biological woman. I'm very, very proud of being trans, and I think that's why the trans community has a lot of hate from biological females, because you've got people like Evil Queen walking around that I said many, many times, because she doesn't have her bits and bobs anymore. She is a real woman. She is a biological woman. She has said that. She has said that on her platform. Okay. Now that's where I'm different. That's where Pharaoh is different. The way I see it is, you are a trans woman. You will never be a biological woman. I will never be a biological woman. As much as that pains me to say, it's facts. It's reality. Okay. And that's where it makes myself and other people like Evil Queen very, very different. Because she walks on this app and she compares herself to biological women. She drags down biological women.
Yeah.
Jealousy, because it's hate, because it's insecurity. You need to come off this app, darling, and fix your own insecurities before you project them all over this app. And that's my opinion on it.
Okay, can I please jump in? Can I just say one thing? Sorry. So I just want to say this, and just like Loki, I don't want this to be an argument. I just don't want to be interrupted. But like, this live is all now turning against EQ, and the thing is, I'm not sitting here trying to be like EQ's backing dancer or whatever, but the difference between this live and the Evil Queen's live is that everyone was talking about the trans experience, everything was talking about trans education, stuff like that. All the other lives I've been sitting there ripping her apart. You are all just going for personal shit with her. I just don't understand why. Why can't you just take her out of the equation?
I've not said anything personal about Evil Queen.
We've heard of people's experiences. We don't need to. We want to ask questions.
I've not said anything.
We're not talking about one person. We're talking
Evil
about
Queen
community.
has dragged me for the past 2 years. If I want to be personal, I could have been personal. I've not been personal in the slightest. What I'm saying is this consistent segregation, because she's furthering her transition than some of us that are not.
Well, I agree with you, Mama Kaz, and the people that say, like, even if they have had the change, how are they going to be, you know, how are they a woman? Where's the womb? Do you get what I mean? That's when you'll make a woman.
And I just want to say one other thing before I do go. I just want to say one other thing to clear this up. Why is it that every time EQ, you know, and I'm saying this because she's the only one that does it to me on this app, I'm the same as Elphaba. Let me break that down, okay? I think we can all agree on here that it's not even my opinion, because I've met Elphaba. Elphaba has told me, CLA and Evil Queen, in confidence, she never wants to be a female. She never wants to transition. Elphaba is a fixation of a fictional character. She paints herself green, okay? She sings Defying Gravity every single day. Like, she belts, burps, and farts, right? She doesn't want to be hygienic because just like the character in the film, they burn if they touch water. So how am I the same as Elphaba? The fact that everyone that is pre-op is the same as Elphaba, that's disgusting. And I do feel like someone like Elphaba is taking the trans community back miles. It really, really has. But to sit there and always attack me, I'm the same as Elphaba.
I've said this before about like Alpha. I think that Alpha is just a joke to the trans community. Like, I'm trans myself as well. I think someone like Alpha is such a bad representation to the community. And when they're getting like, I don't know, like the clout, I guess, like when they're getting all the, you know, the views and everything and all their like opinions and stuff, and people are kind of sharing that person out there, it's making all of us look bad in turn, because Alphaba is not a trans person. I'm sorry. Like
Angie, I know
set
you
up
did.
that,
Sorry,
one second. He set up that was it the GoFundMe for like hormones and stuff, and then he's not took a fucking single hormone in his life. Like that's insane.
Angie, I know you did say on your live, I did hear it. You said, "Why is everyone saying that Elphaba's not trans?"
Yeah.
Angie, Elphaba has confirmed to me, and she has told me when I met her, she doesn't want to be trans. She's not trans. Everything around Elphaba is to be this character. It just so happens that Elphaba is a woman, yeah? So she wants anything. Like, the first thing she wanted to do was vocal surgery, so she can sing like Elphaba. Everything is around the fixation of this character.
So Elphaba's not a female.
She's not a female. She's a cosplay of a fictional character. I'm really sorry to say that. Like, I'm not here being disrespectful towards the trans community, but to class that within the trans community is wrong. It's really, really wrong. And to use that as a representation of the trans community is also really wrong.
Sorry, can I just butt in, yeah? I just wanted to say, I get what you're saying, but with the Elphaba thing, if that's how she feels inside, because I'm trying to understand as someone that is not trans and brought up, like, not to be, I'm not used to it. So for her, if that's how she feels inside, you as a trans woman, that's what you have to fight every single day. So how can you say she's less of a trans woman because of certain things she does?
Because she's confirmed that she doesn't want to be trans. She's actually said that to me in confidence, and she's also said the same.
Now it makes sense.
She's also said the same to CLA, and she's also said the same to Evil Queen, that she doesn't want to be trans.
And that's why I couldn't understand why EQ was saying what she was saying. I don't watch the lady, so I call her a heathen. So she's not a female.
So to me, with her saying that to all three of us, right, and the way she presents herself, that is to be a character.
I've just got a message for the chat. Don't listen to any of these people. They've all got penises. They don't speak for the... Let's talk about trans, this, that and the other. They've all got willies. Don't listen to them, everybody. Honestly, pay no attention, because how are you having trans talks and they've all got willies, love. They've all got pee-pees.
This is what I'm saying.
You're going to take her away. They're all men with willies. Don't pay any attention. How are they speaking on trans issues? The one in the top box has said she's been trans for 34 years and has had no surgery and that, and they're not breast, that's fat. You see, they're not breasties, they're fat. And they're not trans people, ignore them, everyone. Pay attention to my live at 8 o'clock.
I don't agree with that, because for anyone that don't have whether you have the surgery or not, to me is a trans woman.
And to me, I'm not being homophobic, but EQ, you still sound like a fucking bloke and a fella. Andrew!
And this is a reaction. This is a reaction, because this...
she wants to come here and attack. You once had that, darling. You once had a dangly doodly, whatever you want to say. You once had that.
15 years ago. 15 years ago. 15 years ago.
I'm 24, I'm 24, darling. She's 37.
With the botched body shout, have you ever seen it, like, DJ? Because I have, and it's like a designer vagina. So
okay, and that's great. And that's great for you.
What are you talking about? You're saying that she was once in that position 15 years ago.
You don't get paid by Evil Queen to come here and defend her so much.
She doesn't say that she advocates for the trans community.
She advocates for the trans community.
When has she ever said that? When has she ever said that she advocates for the trans community?
But what did she do yesterday then, Becca?
Trans question.
Doesn't she always say she doesn't advocate for the trans community?
So what was she trying to do yesterday?
But she doesn't say that she's a trans advocate. Not once has she ever said that.
She tried to advocate yesterday.
She's allowed to speak on issues. She's allowed to speak on issues. This, I can't even hear her before her, but this seems more like Kaz's personal issue.
No, it isn't.
It does, and then you're saying about Elphaba.
It's many different things.
But Becca, one sec. EQ, to be fair, I don't have any hate on EQ, okay? But to be fair, she has been making a lot of comments, and in my opinion, transphobic comments.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because...
People are clapping back, Becca. So, this is not a hate live on EQ, but they are clapping back, looking at the comments. And
it's just stating the fact.
Put in the box.
Homophobic.
Do you know what I mean? We're talking about it's not homophobia, transphobia, and I feel she is being transphobic towards her own community.
And she's going to get it back. Don't tell people on there. Look for
I feel people are clapping back, and it's not a hate live. It's I'm going to clap back at you now. You know what I mean?
I mean, I am exactly the same as EQ, regardless if I've had to change or not. I'm transgender, so is she. Like, that's it.
I was born a male, yeah?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you was born a male, you'll never be a genetic woman, EQ. So I'm
Yeah,
going to put
that's
that there
correct.
now, love. You're still a genetic male.
Can I ask you a question, Becca, right? Because you're EQ's cousin, right? Now, when the EQ clapped back at Torian, right, and she said it's because she was proving a point, not to do with racism, do you not think people here in these boxes are doing the same thing as to what EQ did to Torian and saying, well, wait a minute, you're actually saying I'm not a trans female. You're now being transphobic towards me. Do you know what I mean? Are you there, Becca? Are you on mute? Let me see if I can take her on off mute. Oh, I don't know.
But in the same breath, everyone in these boxes is being transphobic towards Alphabet.
Oh my god. We've just stated that that's not a trans woman, that's a cosplay of a witch.
Or if that's what she identifies as.
What a cosplay of a witch.
Who are you to decide that she can't
Because she had
identify as
told
that?
me,
But we could
once
say
upon a
that. Who
time I
are you
was
to
friends
say
with
that
this
we're all
person,
transphobic
and she
of her?
told me.
We haven't
You're
had
saying that Chelsea's transphobic, so
No,
how is
but
it not
we haven't
transphobic?
said anything about Alpha Bar apart from Mama Kaz. So
Yeah.
are we all the same?
And I'll stand on that because she has told me that she's not trans.
But you said that in confidence, so why
How
are you...
can I be phobic when I'm the only trans one here? Bloody hell. I've got to be phobic against myself. I literally have to be phobic against
you wish,
Angie,
love.
I'd have to go and commit right now because transphobia is being against something. I literally am a fully post-op trans woman. I can't be transphobic. Yous are all thick. You haven't got the brain cells you're born with. How can I be transphobic against myself when I am the trans person, you bitches?
So what are we, love? Are we got different category? No, we are
School
trans.
Piss off, you men.
And that is why I'm coming masculine with you, Andrew.
You are deluded. She's deluded, man.
EQ.
I think she's a
You're born a male.
You
I
are
don't
crazy, love.
I don't
She
think
needs her tablet.
I'm going to let Lola speak in a minute. Can I ask you guys a question? Can a trans female or male be transphobic towards another trans person?
See, I don't think so. I've got called it before, but I don't know. Like, I feel like it's just difference of opinion. I don't agree with everything that Evil Queen says, but I do kind of like see some of her points, if that makes sense. Yeah, I guess she's just a lot more blunt than I am. Like, I'm not really like. I guess it's a Scouse. I think it's a Liverpool in her, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I just ask a question before I drop? This is to all the trans women on the stage. So would you find it offensive if I told my son that you are a man? Like, you're a woman, but you're originally a man?
I can't tell you how you...
No, but would you find it offensive? Because I'm trying to figure out if certain things I'm saying would be classed as transphobic.
It all depends the way you say it.
Biologically, we are all men, and I don't, and that's not gonna. I won't allow that to bother me. But you know, we are trans women now, so.
Yeah, so if I was like, that is it's a woman, but she was a man previously.
Yeah, it's the way you put it to the table. It's the way you come about it.
Yeah, that's not transphobic to say that.
No, I don't think that's transphobic.
Okay,
It's just the way you put it.
That's all I wanted to know.
Oh, thank you.
And then just another point coming off of that topic, because you know it seems to you think that I'm talking about Eva Queen. It wasn't just that. You was obviously talking about the toilet situation.
Farah, do you want to come back, love? Because it's just got a warning.
You were talking about the toilet situation. I did just want to give my opinion on that as well. Me personally, if I do want to go toilet in public, I do make sure that I've done the toilet before I've gone out. And if I am in a place where there is disabled toilets, I will use that just out of my own comfortability. However, I did just want to talk about, obviously, the dangers of a trans woman using the male toilet, because I've been in a situation myself a few years ago, you know, at the very start of my journey, when I did go into a male toilet, and something really did happen to me, and I'm lucky that it didn't. So what then? So, you know, if, you know, trans women was to go into a male toilet, there's dangers for them as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like, I'd advocate for like third spaces, I guess, like more third spaces. But we have them in the UK anyway. I don't know.
So, do you think that there should be a transgender toilet, male toilet, and female toilets? Because then again, I think that just segregates.
Yeah, no, I think that's segregation. By third spaces, I mean like gender neutral toilets, like unisex toilets.
Yeah, and I don't think it's right for the transgender community to use disabled toilets, because we're not disabled, and that's taking it away from someone that has a disability.
Yeah, I agree with that.
you know, because I'm disabled.
The
So
only
it's
way
like,
which we are
I
ever
think
gonna
that
stop this-
anger is coming toward the trans community, but it should be with the government because it's what the government's decided to do. You know, to be male and
That's what I'm
female
saying by law. Yeah,
you
that's
know,
what
it's
I
just
said.
like then that needs to be changed then because
Yeah.
you know, I agree. Maybe there should be gender neutral toilets, and if you know, if anyone feels comfortable using them, great. Do you know what I mean? But for them to be male, female, and then disabled, and then you know, we're told we should go in disabled. Well, I'm not disabled. If I go into a male toilet, that could potentially be dangerous for me because I present as female. If I go into a woman's toilet, then some of you guys are saying that's a problem. So where is our place in society then? Do we just piss ourselves in a bush?
What about, can I ask a question? What about in the gym? Obviously, when you go gym and stuff, do you lot still not like do trans people use the woman like official Juicy? If you was to go gym, would you use the woman's changing room or the man's changing room?
Well, I've got the rights to go into a female. I wouldn't go into a man's.
Okay.
Because obviously I'm not. It'd be wrong for me to go into a male.
Can I add something about the toilets real fast?
Yeah, I'm too fat to go to the gym. Can't be bothered. Sorry, Karen.
I think the only way the toilet issue is ever going to be resolved, no one's ever really going to have an opinion that's going to be agreed on this. It's very important we keep female-only spaces for obviously females. That's very important. The only way in which you can do that without eradicating female safe spaces would to be have single stall toilets like Costa. Everyone's been to a Costa, it's a single stall space. The government in the UK spends about 250 million a year on benefits. We have enough money to get single stall spaces. It eradicates every single issue. We have pride events. We can put funding towards single sex spaces.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way you could eradicate that issue. You can't have a separate space for transgender people because then that would be a targeted place for discrimination. You have gay bars, they always get they're always covered in graffiti because it's targeted.
We already have them in a lot of places anyway. Like I've never had any issue kind of finding one. Or like, you know, assimilating myself within that space. But yeah, I don't use men's and I don't use women's spaces. Purely for like the fact of like women speaking out against it and that obviously they're scared to be attacked. So I feel like genuine transsexuals are going to take a step back and be like, well, actually, I shouldn't be in that space for the comfortability and safety and privacy of women. And then that's going to filter us out from, you know, the bad people, the predatory males who are posing as trans people. And then obviously, like, was it Mama Kaz was saying, I wouldn't use a men's toilet because, like, that'd just be fucking weird. They'd be like, oh, are you okay? So yeah, like, I just use those spaces.
Are you trans, Lola? Sorry, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can I hear from Claire? Hi, Claire. Oh, okay.
Claire's here for clout. Out.
Hi, Angie. Okay.
Hi, Claire.
I'm not here for any clout. At the end of the day, this is a transgender live being held, not a racist live or anything else like that. So I don't get why Torian's here and I don't get why Gypsy was dropped. But also, I don't get everybody is getting on about who has rights. It's my turn to speak now.
Oh, shut it, you witch.
Shut up.
Come on, Sunny Fair.
Claire?
Yeah?
I just wanted to say to maybe if you stayed out of women's spaces till you're actually women, then that would be a good idea. You know what I mean, Angie?
No,
isn't that right?
I'm here. I'm not here for that. I'm here to support
no, not you, Claire.
No.
I was just saying Claire so I could speak before you. That was all. I'm saying Claire so I could just talk before you. I was being polite. Because don't you think that's right, everyone? If they stay out of women's spaces till you're actually a full woman, that'd be great.
So what did you do then, EQ?
I wasn't in that era of you.
Okay, no, so what did you do? Because
I never had to use
you didn't always have a vagina.
I'm too posh for that, love.
You never used the public
toilet.
And that's your problem, EQ. You think you're better than
everyone. You've all got
Exactly. You're not better than them just because you've got a vagina.
She's lost her
I botched the vagina
You've got drag queens up here. You've got three opposite stages.
EQ, just because you've got the designer vagina, love, just get it.
It's not designer, it's box.
Stay out of women's spaces until
bye-bye. Go and take the vagina out.
Stay out of the women's spaces.
Can I just
Everyone
say
in the chat, out of the women's spaces. Get out.
Mama Kaz, don't even respond. Let her show the people. No one will go and sit in her trans lives again. Look at the way she's going on.
Can I just say though, toilet, I don't agree with the way she's coming out with it, but I do agree with the female toilets, the change rooms and all that. I do agree with that part, yeah, 100%. But I think she's just baiting you, man.
No, I agree with the toilet thing as well, but you can't sit here and tell them that they're not trans because you don't know people's financial struggles. You don't know if people are ready. You don't know people, like, you don't know. Like, who are you to, like, when she was a man, did anyone question her and say that she wasn't trans? Like, come on, man, it's not cool.
Like, respectfully, Angie, her view is, oh my God, as soon as I was trans, I'd done this and I'd done that. That's not in everyone's journey. Like, everyone's journey is different.
You gotta remember the surgery. There's
a huge part of mental health that comes into it. There's a huge part of evaluation that come into it. There is only one clinic in the NHS as well. You know, there's all different parts that, you know, it is to be a trans. It's not just to do that straight away. That's what you've done. Congratulations.
A lot of people are scared to have the surgery.
I've got a question. Angie, you've heard from so many different people in your boxes today, be it good, be it bad. What is your opinion?
My opinion states the same.
Which is what?
Which is the same thing as to what I said. You know, I've said many times. I think like EQ, I agree with EQ on that one. Do you know, it's the same as prisons. If you've got your bits, you're going to go into the male's prison. You know, same with the females. I think it should be the same. Female toilets, it shouldn't be educated in schools. I just agree with most of what everyone's saying, really.
So, as a host,
you went jail,
to other people?
You go to a woman's jail, evil queen.
No, what I'm saying is not EQ. I'm talking about if you've got your bits, you go to a male's prison. If you haven't, you go to female prison. I think it should be the same for female toilets, changing rooms, because some change rooms you don't have cubicles. Depends where you are, right? So I think this should be this. You know, you go into. I don't know. It's a very difficult one, isn't it? Very difficult one.
And so also, people outside. Oh, sorry.
And you've got to remember the majority of women, right? Because the trans community is a very small community. And what people are asking from the majority of women is to change how they act and how they are and how they feel. No one's going to take how I feel away. I'm not going to feel safe if someone's got their bits in the changing rooms. That's the way I feel.
And also trans people act like, even if they did go to a men's prison, they wouldn't be protected like they would. Like, they protect GAY males who are very vulnerable. They protect P3s and people like that, you know, horrible people. So if they're protecting those types of people, they will also protect people who haven't inherently committed a crime, maybe that's of that nature. They'll still protect them either way. So yeah, they would get protection.
Yeah.
One thing to say, about the toilet thing, yeah. So say for instance you've got a daughter or whatever, yeah, and they've gone out with their father. Let's just say you're at home. They've gone out with their father. The little girl now wants to go to the toilet. The dad's obviously gonna let her go to the female toilet. How do you not feel about that? Because obviously a child and an adult is two different things.
I mean, let's not forget about Jade Palmer. He was I think a rapist, is now living as a woman. How would you feel like bumping into him?
Hi guys, can I say one thing? Just to help out with the toilet situation. I don't know if anyone will remember, but quite a few months ago last year, there was a big debate about the schools putting the children in the same toilets. And the girls were getting abused. Now, I'm not saying anything gender-wise, but obviously, does that not mean that the toilets are shareable, or is that just in Scotland? Because I'm sure it was England that started all of them. It was all over the news.
Can I ask you a question? What happens if you as a trans woman, right, that when people sometimes, because I have heard it, kind of call a trans female peddler?
I think that's really wrong. I think that's wrong. I think that is, you know, anyone can be that, you know, so to target the trans community, and I think, you know, a lot of us get that a lot, which is disgusting because, you know, I thought anyone can be that. So to sit there and say, you know, we're already a minority, that we are.
We do have
I think that's really wrong. You know, a biological male can be that, a female can be that. So yeah, it is really wrong. That is wrong. And, you know, I 100% agree with the Jade Palmer and Holly Stanley. I actually, you know, I had the whole thing with Holly Stanley a few years ago, and I took one look and I said, look, that is somebody that is a danger. I feel like, you know, in society, we can all take a look at someone, and if we see a 6'5" man with a wig on walking into a woman's toilet, we can sit there and go, okay, that is a cross-dresser. That isn't somebody that, you know, is a woman. You know, I know that we shouldn't judge, but I feel like we can all have the understanding to do so, and that is what, you know, these people that did these crimes was. You do you know what I mean? But if you're seeing someone that is presenting female, looks female, is passable, I don't think that we should, you know, automatically feel worried because, you know, for me, if like, talking about the toilet situation, I completely understand and I wouldn't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think that at all. I don't think it should be uncomfortable for anyone. But what I was trying to get to the point of is everyone's saying...
What you're saying, just saying, can I just, sorry, interrupt you? What you're saying is that my feelings doesn't matter.
No, I'm saying that everyone's saying... No, I'm actually making a very valid point to help you all. It would actually help you all agree on the situation. What I'm saying is, so obviously you're all shouting about, no, there isn't unisex toilets. Yes, there is unisex toilets, this, that and the next thing. What I'm trying to clarify, because some of the schools, a few months back, they were protesting that the toilets were being shared with both genders. Now, what I'm trying to say is that just in schools or is that publicly as well? Not for me, I'm not bothered. I'm just wanting to help you guys discuss it. That's all I wanted to say.
Within the gay community, within the LGBT bars, there is not really such thing as a male and a female toilet, because if you're out having a good time on the gay scene, you use whatever toilet you want to use.
Yeah, no, I know. I get that. That's not my point. The point is why are you still debating if there's the toilets are mixed or not? Because are they or not? Are they genuinely or not? Because the schools have been mixing the toilets.
I have a question.
It's not all schools, babe, because my kids' school have a girl and a boy toilet. But that's a primary school, though, so I don't know.
Childhood.
Right, okay, that's fine. I just wanted to say that just so you could work it out. I'm not really bothered at all, to be honest. I like everyone.
But when you in terms of the LGBT community, we all have a safe space, believe it or not. We may say lesbian, we may say gay, we may say trans, we may say this, that, other. But within that community, within that gay bar or whatever, we all have a safe space. My question is to Mama Kaz. Mama Kaz is...
Guys, I'm going to drop. I just wanted to say that to help you out.
Thank you, Charlie.
Bye-bye.
Take care. My question is to Mama Kaz. Like, Mama Kaz sits here like she's some voice of reason. And at the end of the day, Mama, all you ever do is sit on your live with your makeup and hair done. You never go out in the public sphere.
What has that got to do with you? What I do?
Well, because you're speaking down on other fucking people. Like
I've not done that.
No, she's not.
Wayne, I don't know what you're on. I don't know what you're consuming all the time. In your home. I don't know what you're taking.
With your makeup and with your wigging.
I don't even.
And your receding line is holding on for fucking dear life, darling.
Oh, guys,
I'm not even here to argue. This person's a clout chaser. I don't know what
Wayne, what's your problem with Mama Kaz? What she?
I don't know. They've always had a problem with me. They're weird.
This is the problem. Wayne, this is the problem. Instead of attacking
honestly,
listen, I don't agree with you, Mama Kaz, what you said. You're putting it's like a personal vendetta that you have. You're going for looks.
No, it is a personal vendetta. Wayne's very, very weird.
No, I mean, there's no need to go for someone.
Mama Kaz, Evil Queen's calling you Papa Zach in the comments. Well, this is it for you, babe.
No, it's all right. Like, you know, I'm going to go anyway. Angie, if you've got any last questions for me, then that's okay. I did just want to say before I go, I think this whole segregation within the trans community does need to stop. You know, there's no one that is better than the other one. Just because some people may be further in their journey, congratulations, Evil Queen. Do you know what I mean? But this whole comparison, I'm better than you, I'm more fairer than you, it really does need to stop. You're definitely not someone to speak on.
Can I ask you a question before you go? Do you think that because there's a lot of transphobia, and I don't know if that's the right word, but that's the word I'm going to just use, right, among the trans communities as to why there's a lot of transphobia on TikTok and off TikTok?
Sorry, say that again, Angie.
Because I just think there's a lot of, I don't know if it's the right word, transphobia, okay, among the trans community. It seems to be, you find...
It's a lot. There's a lot. And, you know, Evil Queen doesn't help at all. Look, women need safe spaces. This is what I'm saying. You're not a woman, sweetheart. You're a trans woman. You are the same as us. This whole superior, it really starts to piss me off because you're not better than me, babe. Once upon a time, you also had what I may have had between my legs and as other trans women. So this whole women need to be in safe spaces, that includes you too, because you're not a biological woman. You are a trans woman.
Facts.
Well, honestly, it winds me up. She sits there on her high fucking horse, and now I'm gonna get mad and I'm gone. She sits there thinking that she's superior just because you've had certain surgeries, babe. If we strip that all back, if we take away your iOS updates, sweetheart, you are just the same, darling.
So wait,
by law, right? By law, it does state you do not have to have the surgery or hormones.
100%. There's so many other reasons. There's so many other things.
Person committing a hate crime that they.
This is a hate crime. What evil queen? Listen, I'm not someone that comes in and victimizes myself. I've just had Wayne attack me, right? He consistently does it all the time. I've had evil queen going at me for 2 years for bullshit. I really couldn't care, because it is what it is. Look, you are a man.
Why are you being transphobic, Wayne, man?
Wayne is just weird. Wayne is just a weird individual.
No, drop Wayne,
Honestly,
Angie. Drop Wayne.
And can I just have an opinion on the toilets?
Where you say you're being,
No, drop him, Angela. He was
Muscle Mary needs to come out. Muscle Mary Wayne, come out because
it's a personal thing. Like, this Wayne is weird. I don't know you from nowhere. You what is weirdo? Honestly,
drop Wayne. Can we drop him? That wasn't cool, man. Come on.
Yeah, listen, you got this is what we're all talking about. Because you got personal vendetta, don't go for someone's bloody, gender or their race. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
that's
can
I just say about the toilets?
saying that, please.
It's like how another trans person was trying to go at me for my weight. I mean, it's irrelevant. Like, if I cared about my weight, I'd do something about it. Like, I've said that for many a years. I'm comfortable the way I am. That's it. But that's the only way another trans person can come at me, because they know they can't go at me any other way. Do you get what I mean? So it's got to get personal. Well, it makes it a laugh.
A bit self in areas because of EQ. You know what I mean? It's gone a little bit self. No, listen, I have no hate towards EQ, but it has gone a little bit. I think it's actually been quite a good live in some ways because it has shown the transphobia.
Well, Angie's still the name Angie.
Yes, but Angie, can I just say, because I've been sitting here waiting.
Sorry, dog.
So I have
Mama. Yeah.
So I think the transphobia between each other is absolutely ridiculous. So it is, you're giving people ammunition to go at each other, go at you, you're dead naming each other.
Put together.
Can I
have a question
just to educate myself, please?
Well, can I finish my say first?
Yeah. I thought you'd finish. Sorry.
Thank you.
Wait, dog,
no,
it's only EQ that's named dead.
No, Pharaoh dead named Evil Queen.
Don't come on here. You can't talk for trans people. Go off. Do one, darling. But don't let me start. At the end of the day, you don't know nothing.
Excuse me? I don't know nothing. I'm part of the LGBT. I'm part of the LGBT. Why Torian in the box then?
Wait, doggy mama.
Why Torian in the box then?
Wait, doggy mama.
But we're talking about trans people. Are you trans?
Can I just ask a question? I'm not interested in all this rowing, guys.
Hold on.
I really would just like to
stop talking.
Myself. But you're rowing.
Please stop talking.
Mama, you're very rude.
Please stop talking.
What's the people with manners?
No, but you don't give me a chance to speak. No, I'm not rude. You are all over speaking me.
Go ahead, doggy mama.
You are all over speaking me. I'm not being rude, but you are all over speaking me, and it's getting frustrating because you are all going against each other. You should be pulling together. Not turning on each other, not dead naming each other, not saying one has a manhood, the other one doesn't, the one has Russellburger, whatever. You need to all stop it. So you're damaging your own community.
You to stop. You've got to stop it among yourself.
Exactly, Angie. Exactly.
But the only one that's doing Evil Queen though.
No, the girls in the box have been doing it too. So they have, it's not just Evil Queen. Now, official GC went on personal levels too, the Evil Queen, bringing up about how she can't keep a relationship and stuff like that there. There's no need to be going at each other.
Saying you can't keep a relationship.
I'm not saying it's
transphobic. That's just being shady because she's trying to get to me.
Yeah.
That's not.
Can I just say something, Doggy? You've come in here and you're speaking about what people have said in reaction to what Evil Queen has come up here and done. She's validated every single one of us. So
that might come down to the person, because the person might be like that to that person. That's why
can we go back to the topic rather than he said, she said? Because we all know, we're all watching it. We don't need it highlighted. But my views on the toilets are, if people actually look at society is changing. Most bars, most restaurants, most shopping centres, most clothes shops that cater for both male and female. It used to be female changing room, male changing room. The female and male is dropped off completely. It's now just changing rooms. They do have cubicles everywhere. Most bars and restaurants are now changing to be more gender neutral and just having cubicles, and it just says toilets. It doesn't no longer say male and female. So society is changing, maybe not as fast as some would like it to be, but it's slowly changing in that direction.
I don't like the way it's changing. I'm not going to lie. I don't like it because, people are forgetting about women that have been abused by men that have their bits and everything else. Do you know what I mean? So I don't like the way it's changing, to be honest.
Sorry, KJ. 1 second. Angie, I'm going to drop down now. Thank you for having me on your
Mama
stage.
Kaz, I really wanted to just get your opinion because this also applies to you. Sorry.
Okay,
I would like to just be educated on this point of both male and female. If you don't have the full op, but you have body dysmorphia, like gender dysmorphia, I don't quite understand how it happens. Like, why? I know that ops are very, very, very risky. I know that. I know there's a lot of mental health behind it, etc. But if somebody told me, for instance, there was something wrong with me. Now, this could be completely different, obviously. Of course it could. But there was something wrong with me and I could sort it by having an op. Would you not have the op? Now, I know, obviously, money can be a factor, etc. Long waiting lists. I know all of that.
AJ, I think you've answered your own question, sweetheart. Mental health does come into it, 100%. And also, you've just said about
does
money.
that change? But does your mental health... So, let's say, for example, there's people out there that won't have it, ever.
So if you want to do it the right way and not do Evil Queen's way and everything's a rush, right, and you want to go through the NHS and go through the waiting times, which is horrible, you go through a process. You have mental health evaluation, which I'm under currently. That can take 1 year, that can take 2 years, that can take 2 months, that can take 20 years. It all depends on where you are at, in your own space and in your own mind, So that's a big part of it. So mental health is something
Would that not help your mental health to do? Listen, I'm not on the EQ thing. I'm not interested in that.
For me,
I'm just asking you, would that not help your mental health to do it? So let's say, because there's some people out there that say they will never ever go the full way. Okay, because I've actually watched a couple of trans people that say they will never have bottom surgery because of X, Y, and Z. But to me, I don't really get it.
I think
I don't understand how, if you were offered it, because there's people that's been on the waiting list and they were offered it and they turned it down. So I'm trying to understand why, because if you've got body dysmorphia,
I can't answer for them. I can't answer them. For me personally, I think your gender dysphoria can be different things. It's what is causing you the most concern. Do you know what I mean? So for some people, removing that isn't something that they want to do straight away. There is a lot of concerning factors with that. It isn't smooth sailing.
No. I mean, it's massive, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest.
It's a huge thing, and for some people, it can be a quick decision, and you could, potentially end up botched. Or for other people, it can be a decision that takes a lot longer, and it's something that you want to make the decision for. It's not just popping something off. It's a big thing to do. And yeah.
I just really wanted to try and understand, because to me, it just kind of was always like, if I had something that I hated and I had money, or the NHS
you on about rush, desperate Dan? I didn't rush anything. A surgeon botching me is not rushing anything, you desperate damn chin bastard. What are you on about? How are you saying I've rushed anything? I know who I am. You're all bastard. Go and get your willy off.
And that's why you're
because I was botched by a surgeon does not mean I rushed my surgery. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You are so funny.
Yeah, so shut up and go and pluck your chin as you fit.
Go take your medication.
Pharaoh, one sec. You know what it is?
Thank you for answering me, though. I'm going to drop. Thank you.
Wait, guys, do you know what I've realised with Evil Queen? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's all projection,
It is.
Because even though she's had her surgery, she's still not happy with herself,
She hates herself, Torian. She looks at the younger trans community. She hates it.
No, wait, 1 second. Let me land here. She's not happy with herself, because I don't get it. It's like you've gone through your surgery. You identify as a trans woman, So why are you coming at other people that haven't had their? It's showing that you've had your surgery and you're not happy It's showing projection. No, I'm being serious.
correct.
That's what it's given. It's given you've had your surgery and you're not happy. Like someone that's had their surgery, you should be an advocate. You should be helping Mama Kaz, helping these people that ain't had their surgery, giving them directions, giving them support. But you're here calling them all types of names. It don't make no sense.
Sorry, it's giving that the Rustler burger is out of order. You need to go get it fixed. Goodbye.
Thanks for having me up. Great discussion. People in the comments are saying, can you swap the boxes around a bit just so they can have their say? I'm going to drop down. Thank you very much.
A few people in because I do want the trans community in the boxes. Do you know what I mean?
It's projection, man. She don't leave her house. She only leaves her house to go meet Gracie. Come on, who's really happy about that?
Lobster flaps gone wrong. Absolutely. Red raw lobster flaps. Absolutely. And lobster face as well. She got a face like a basking crab. Absolutely.
So wait, is it transphobic to say that Evil Queen is not a biological woman? Is that
no? Because she's not, and she never will be.
No, but I'm saying, is that a trans comment to make though?
No, not at all. No.
No, it's not. Okay. Cool.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't normally jump in boxes like these, but I've been listening to comments being thrown about between transgender people. Now, I've got a family member who's scared of coming out as transgender because of comments like these. What are people's opinions? Like, what advice would you give my family member for coming out?
Stay away from EQ. That's the best advice I would give, and I'm not trans.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trans either. Like, I've got a family member who is, and people that. There are some people who are scared to come out as trans because of these comments that are getting thrown across.
Oh yeah.
Switch the boxes.
I'm gonna drop out now because I'm off back to work. But there was some misinformation spread earlier. I just want to clear it before I go. You do not need valid ID or certification to be identified by the government as being trans. Chloe stated that earlier, and it's just total misinformation. When you go to prison or you go to probation, you're asked two questions. You're asked what's your sex and what's your gender. Whatever you answer the gender question, that's what you're going to be identified as. That's what you're going to be addressed as. That is your validation. You don't need any formal documents for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously I'm transsexual, and I just want to say that these people, what they need to do instead of jumping to the internet and believing that they're trans straight away, is they need to accept themselves for being male first, because a lot of these people don't accept themselves for being men. I don't think that trans people personally should even be identified as women, because the term woman is already taken by women. It's not an umbrella term. I'm a transsexual, and that's how I feel. I feel like the toilets I feel like the toilets are for women and women alone. I don't feel like there should be they should just be a sign that says just toilets. I completely disagree, and I think it's crazy when people suffer abuse and they need private spaces for themselves. Make it make sense. You're all men, we're all men, and this is why the arguments are coming in, because none of you accept yourself for being men, which is adult human males. That's what we are. Why are you so mad at it? The transphobia is coming in because you don't accept yourselves for who the fuck you are.
I just don't understand why all these horrible comments are getting thrown across when it's meant to be a community. It's meant to be a community, not...
It's a mental health disorder, though. This is what I'm saying. People are pushing a mental health disorder over the internet like it's normal. It's a mental health condition. It's not a community. And this is where the problems are starting. Transgenderism is a mental disorder. It's in the DSM-5 TR as a mental health condition, right by schizophrenia and bipolar.
Excuse me, I have two questions and then I'll go.
I said it's nothing to do. It's not mental health.
It is mental health, absolutely. It is mental health. Look it up. I'm transsexual myself. It's mental health. That's what you have to go through.
Transsexual's not the right term.
Sorry. Well, transsexual still is a valid term. It's 100% valid and it's still used today. Hi everyone.
I'm going to jump down. I just wanted to come up and ask the question. But thank you for letting me in the box.
No worries.
So yeah, as I was saying, transsexual still is a valid term. It still has a meaning, and it is a mental health disorder, which is why you need psychotherapy, which is why you need to go to a therapist, which is why you need to take medication. As Kaz said, it's a mental health disorder, and people are struggling with a mental health disorder and claiming to be women. You need to learn to love yourselves as what you are, which is men. If we're taught to love and accept ourselves for who we are, we wouldn't have these issues.
Can I mention something, Splits Tea? Have you had the surgery? Have you had the surgery or you haven't?
I would never have the surgery. Do you know why? Because no matter how you toss and turn your dick like a salad and flip and toss it, it's still a penis.
Correct. I've had it done.
It's still a penis, and it don't make you better than nobody, because we're all still men. Do you know what I mean? I believe that Evil Queen is mad at this purely just Listen, let me just speak purely just because this person has had the surgery. They're clearly not happy with it and they want sorry, can you mute yourself?
Excuse me, I just wanted to have two things.
I'm not finished.
I know, but I was here before
in the
you.
middle of conversation. Well, that's fine, but I'm still talking. So whilst I'm talking, you can wait.
Okay.
So I believe that this person is mad and wants to push this surgery onto people who are not ready for it, because so many people regret the surgery afterwards. So many people unalive themselves after they have this surgery. And at the end of the day, I've got friends who have had the surgery and it looks disgusting. It smells disgusting. There's scars all over it, and I wouldn't promote it. Do you know what I mean? It's like an exhaust pipe. I'm so sorry. Not sorry.
Hi guys, can I just say that the term transsexual means that you've transitioned your sex. So if you haven't had the surgery, you can't identify as transsexual.
Definition. Give me the definition, because that's not what transsexual means. So give me the definition before you come up here spreading misinformation. That's not true.
No, the definition is transsexual, transitioning your sexuality.
That's not the definition. Give me the actual definition. That's not the definition. Go and Google the definition and come back. If anyone else can Google the definition in the box and tell this person exactly what transsexual means. It means to get medical care, i.e. hormone therapy, or have surgery, i.e. breast implants. So what are you talking about? What
It's
are
to
you talking
transition your
about?
sex,
That's
babe.
not the
I think
definition.
you're
That's
the
not what
one
it means.
coming up
And this
here
is what I'm saying.
spreading the
That's not
misinformation about
misinformation.
it.
People like you are taking definitions away from words, which is why words have no meaning anymore. What is wrong with you? What is
I'm not
wrong with
taking
you?
no
Pick up a
definitions away from
dictionary and
words.
go and
I'm
educate
telling you the
yourself.
actual
Go and
definition
You're
of
not
it.
telling me the definition, because that's not the definition. I have a dictionary right in front of me. Do you want me to go on big screen and open up the book? Because you're giving a false definition. I hate when people spread misinformation. Sorry.
Well, I thought the same, to be
going off
honest.
at everyone, because out of these boxes, 99% of them haven't transitioned. She's the only one that has fully transitioned, and you're all going at her. You've turned it into a hate live.
Transitioned.
See the way that's another man saying this. Oh, you don't even know what the parts are like. But at them, you bitch, man's gorgeous, and it's been all over OnlyFans, and everyone's seeing mine. So keep chatting shit about it smells. Maybe your willy smells balatitis. Yeah, balatitis, probably the same as alphabet. How are they commenting on but these women's bits when they haven't even got them? A bunch of men you've got in the boxes, Angie. No women to be seen. It's crazy. Talking about women, talking about women's smelling this way and the other. How would you know? You've never even seen one. Behave yourself. You're all men. Go and get it chopped off and come back to us.
You
then.
are not a woman.
All a bunch of men you are.
You're not a woman. Sorry, I'm not a woman. I know I'm a man. And what? Man just
Do you
means...
not think, though, sorry, I don't know your name, but do you not think you're actually causing transphobia? By
Definitely not. Definitely. I want people to love themselves, and I want people to be accepted for who they are. Man means adult human male.
I mean, a trans woman is not biologically a woman, but they have identified themselves as a female, and that's by law as well. Do you know what I mean? You call someone a man, that's transphobic. That's also a hate crime, isn't it? So
no, listen to me, Hope. Let me just explain myself. What I'm trying to say is the term woman means adult human female. A man cannot fit into that category. As a trans woman, you're transitioning from what you believe to be a man into a woman. How can a man ever become a woman? You can't have periods, you can't give birth. And this is what I mean. Reality is important. There's no transphobia. It's just the truth. And the truth sounds like hate to those who live a lie.
Can I respond to that, please?
And I would like to respond to that as well.
Yeah, I would like to respond as well.
I'm a born female. I have been a female for all my life. I do not have a... Oh, there you go. Okay, bye.
No,
I do not have a...
out the box.
Yeah, because I do not have a uterus. I cannot have kids. But I am born a female, so you have to be very careful with when someone is a female or not. I have been born a female, and I have been female all my life. I cannot have kids. I had a defect in my uterus, which made it to be taken out. I cannot have kids, so that means I'm not a real woman anymore. Apparently, for some.
Yeah, but no, because we are actually, talking. We're talking trans, so we're not speaking up on. We're not speaking on.
No, but really, no. But what makes something a real woman has been a question that's been asked a couple times. And one of the answers that are mostly come up also by Torian and everything is you have to have a uterus and you have to be able to get kids. You don't have a uterus, you can't get kids, you're not a female. Yeah.
Well, no, because we don't have a womb.
No, but I don't have either.
Yeah, but you would have had in the first, but we haven't. I've got nothing like that.
What?
Well, that's just the one thing.
Crocky shit. Listen, you were born with a uterus, which makes you a female, right? It just so happens that your uterus didn't work. I've been sterilised. I can't have children, but I'm still a woman. Fucking shut up, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. But there are so many responses like you can't be a female because you don't have a uterus or anything.
No, but that's the way you're classing yourself, because we're talking up on trans, like transgender, like pre-op and post-op.
Can I just also state another thing? See the difference? There is transsexual and there is transgender. Sexual is your organs. Gender is a role. I've explained this before. When you're a female, when you're born a female and you take on the female role, that is transgender. That is the gender is the role that you play in society. When you are born male and you move on to living as a woman, that is transgender. But if you've had the operation to change your sexual organs, that is when you become transsexual. There is a huge difference.
There is a difference, and I agree with what you're saying. As someone who came out at 10 years old as trans, and I've done the surgeries, I've done the hormones, I've done everything. I'm 25 now. After having that surgery, I wouldn't identify as transgender. I would identify as transsexual, because that is what being transsexual is. It's transitioning your sex organs. It's literally in the name. So people coming up here and saying, I forgot the girl's name before, saying, oh, you're a man and you need to accept it. If you feel like you're a man, then I think you need to be a cross-dresser and not identify as transsexual, because you aren't.
Yeah, Chelsea, I'm really sorry to speak about you when you're not in the box, but Chelsea knows that she was born male, right? But she was transgender and then went on to have her operations, and she is living the life that she feels that she is a transsexual woman within her own right. No, she's not a biological woman, but she is a transsexual woman within her own right. Mama Kaz is transgender. She is a transgender woman within her own right.
Can I just say though, obviously we're all trans people, regardless of where we are at in our journeys. You know, EQ started a long time ago. And I do think it's very damaging, someone who could potentially be a role model putting other people down.
Women should be supporting women. It doesn't matter what genitals you were born with. Women are women, and we should be supporting each other, not attacking each other because we've not got what we should have between our legs. That is disgusting.
Exactly. Can I just make a point, everyone? As a transgender person myself, as I say, I had my surgery 2 years ago. I went through 5 years. Obviously, with it being COVID, I would have had my surgery sooner. But I've been listening to this live, and I've been listening to people saying, you're a trans woman, you're not a woman. Now, I stand for biological women, but people like ourselves that go through the change, I am very, very acceptable of people saying, you're a trans woman. Fair enough. But I didn't go through nearly 6 hours operation to be who I want to be, for my terminology, for people to say, you're transgender. I want to live the life the way I want to live, and I hate the fact that Evil Queen comes on here and says that we're all men. I am a transgender woman, okay? Now, it doesn't matter what people's opinions are, it doesn't matter. As long as you are happy, be proud and be strong for who you are. There's people out there that I really find these debates and these topics quite angry, and I do get frustrated as a transgender woman myself, because everybody fights their own demons, everyone fights their own challenges, and we're not all going to be perfect and the same. And sitting here and listening to a lot of the vulgarity that's been going on, I really find that, and I agree with what people say, that the community is not sticking by each other. It's not.
No, it's not. Can I just say what disappointed me was yesterday a live was made about trans movements and about how we're discriminated, but then it's okay to come on here and call everybody men who hasn't had the surgery.
Exactly.
You know?
And that really angered me. And it's not the fact.
There's no purpose.
Can I just say that I personally don't think the parts of your body matters as much as what Eva Queen's saying, because there's so much more into being a woman than just your parts. So
exactly,
for me personally, Mama Kaz comes across as a woman. Like, you know, I would feel a lot more comfortable with Mama Kaz being in the toilets with me than Eva Queen, because I don't feel like she is. I don't know how to explain it, but Mama Kaz just comes across as a woman more to me.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Mama Kaz lives her life as a woman, making her transgender. Gender is the role and sex is your organs. I'll say it until the cows come home. There was a question in the comments saying, how can Paula speak for trans when she's not trans? I've got a degree in psychology, sociology and philosophy. We studied this. It was all part of my degree, and that's why I know so much about it, about society, gender roles, etc.
I can get like wings stuck to me, but it's not going to make me a bird any more than I am now.
Jamison, can I just say the comment that you said about EQ, that you wouldn't feel safe around EQ? Well, you know, you can't say that. You know, you're saying that because she's a trans woman, right? So that could be a bit, you know what I mean? She's had the surgery. What do you fear about EQ if you're going to the changing rooms? I'd fear someone that's got their bits. I agree with her on that one.
No, I wouldn't feel comfortable.
Don't get me wrong. If someone hasn't had the surgery, I would
personally feel more comfortable.
Huh?
I would personally feel more comfortable with Mama Kaz than Eva Queen because of how.
Why are you comparing them, Yasmin? I mean, listen. I think with EQ, right? I think she's a beautiful woman. I think she looks better than most biological women. You know. And I don't understand why you would say you wouldn't feel safe around her. So someone that's had
because of the way she comes across, like she I don't know, the way she comes across. Didn't she have like something happen with
I don't want to talk about her journey or what she's...
But that's the thing, yeah, but it's a good point. She had a thing with CLA and she did something to her, and it's just like, you've obviously got more strength, like CLA said. You've got more strength than a woman, so...
Someone says Mama Kaz.
But Mama Kaz don't come across that way. Mama Kaz, you haven't seen her do anything like that.
Well, why did she EQ kick CLA in her vagina? So she's a man beater also for doing that, hitting a real woman. It's disgusting. It's absolutely... She's talking about being aggressive. I'm saying my masculine side because she's giving her masculine side, and I'm talking about EQ. At the end of the day, you should not have, I don't care what anyone says, you should not be hitting a female or kicking whatever her name is, CLA, in a, that's disrespectful.
100%.
My mum would have come after you, that would have been it.
I do want to raise a point as well about EQ, that personally, I think in the beginning, whenever she first started her transition, I don't believe she was going out on the streets telling people she was a man. It's only at this point now where she's got so far in her transition that she feels comfortable saying it to other people, you're a man, you're this, you're that.
She did do it quite
There's
young.
no way that in the beginning of her transition, when she was shit scared to go out, when she was scared to come out as trans and be accepted by the world, that she was going out there dressed as a woman and telling people I'm a man.
It's like
I ask you a question. Do you know what I think about EQ, right? And I don't want to talk about a journey, and I don't want it to be a hate like just everyone focusing on EQ, but I do understand why people are talking about EQ. Well, she has come in this live and said what she said, so please don't think it's a hate live on EQ. She has come in here and in the comments calling these
I don't get how it's a hate live.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is what I'm saying. She has come on here and called everyone men. So don't think it's a hate live. That's what
I think is wrong.
But I think it's a hate live against all the other trans, like, because of how she comes.
Well, I was going to say, I think with EQ, right, I reckon that she has gone through hell and back, right, on her journey, right? And she's, you know, she's a beautiful woman, EQ. And like I said, it looks better than most biological women. Right, and I think she feels cheated in some ways by someone that can just not have the surgery, right? Not go through what she's gone through to say, I'm a trans female, I'm a trans woman, I'm like you. And she's probably thinking, well, no, you're not like me. I've gone through this, I've gone through that. Took me years, you know what I mean? And you can't just come up and say I'm a trans woman when you haven't gone through what I've gone through. Do you?
Yeah, but no trans is going to go through what women go through anyway. Women go through so much. But this is what I'm saying, a vagina don't make you a trans at all. There's so much more to women. And Mama Kaz, I see her as a woman. Like, that's it. But when Eva Queen's coming on here, acting the way she does, she can't say, oh, Alphabet's not a trans, but I am, just because she's got a vagina. Because there's so much more into being a woman.
But do you not, like I just said, do you feel she's just saying, well, you're not like me. I've gone through all of that. You haven't. How are you the same as me? Do you know?
But I've gone through things as a woman. It doesn't mean that I'm trying to say, oh, you're not as woman as me.
It's
because
a journey.
that my body's gone through that that she hasn't, either Queen hasn't. So I wouldn't turn around and say, oh, you're not as woman as me, because she wouldn't like it. Just how she's doing to other trans, saying, oh, well, I've had this done, so you're not trans like me. It doesn't make sense, because our bodies are going through things that either Queen ain't ever going to experience either.
I think it's a journey, though, obviously, and I think that's what people, and I'm sure she understands that. Like, when you are trans, it doesn't just happen overnight where you have your surgeries and that's the end of it, you know? So I think
you might have to just see it from EQ's, just to see it from both sides and see it from her point of view. I'm not saying that's how she feels and that's why she has these opinions. But
no, I do see it, but I think it's quite damaging in front of 4,000 people to be shaming other trans people and calling them men, especially if
definitely. I agree.
Well known.
I agree 100%.
Facts, Savannah.
It's absolutely shocking at the fact that she comes on this live and she slates her own community. And I find it so annoying. And I've sat and I've watched this live for quite a while this afternoon. And every time she comes on and she's saying, oh, with the male parts, male genitalia, how does she know what part of bodies that everybody has? Who knows what everybody in this live, if you've got the male part or female part? I'm proud to have the female part. I've waited for 44 years. Now, everybody has different stories, and this is the point. You have a long journey. It's not a 24-hour thing, and it's absolutely shocking that everybody is fighting against everybody. But the other thing I'm going to say is it's giving Evil Queen more and more publicity on this, because we're all fighting against each other. I don't care how anybody else wants to react to that. As I say, I was on Evil Queen's live yesterday and I tried to give my story and I was booted out. I then went on Miss Red's live and she was more understanding and wanting to know about that person, not just for the amount of gifts that you would get. I'm not interested in gifts. I'm trying to give a story. If I go live, people are interested in your story, not anything evil, not anything bad. They just want to know, and I'm proud to tell them if they're generally interested in that. And this is what we're trying to come across as educational for people. Every trans person is going to have a different story and is going to go through it differently.
I think it was definitely educational, and it showed us how much transphobia there actually is.
Exactly. And I just find that it's
showing how much transphobia is coming from trans people themselves too.
Exactly. We're fighting in our own community. This is why we have prides in the world, okay? We are trying to educate people about all the different kinds of, under the umbrella, if you want to call it. Now, the reason I have worked with quite a lot of people with all that come across as non-binary, asexual, whichever you want to call it. And even now, sometimes I can sometimes misgender people, but that is life. That is life. It's educational. It's the way that you come across. If they say to you, I want to be known as this, fair enough, that's fine. But we're all fighting against each other. And as I say before, I don't want to repeat myself, but I just see a lot of it, and we're all fighting against people. And then Evil Queen comes on this live and just absolutely says, oh, all men with male parts. I'm sorry, I can assure you, I did not go through 6-hour surgery in Brighton to still have what I didn't want. I have got what I want now. I am proud to what I am, and I will walk up and down the street and I am proud. It took a long, long time. And I hate when people slate other people when we're supposed to be a community. If we're going to be slating each other, why on earth should we be doing our prides all around the world? For people that are generally, may I say, on our side, and then there's people like Evil Queen that are slating people. I cannot and I will not put up with that. I don't know what everyone else's views are on it, but I think it's absolutely shocking the way she comes on and slates everybody. Who cares what you've got between your legs? You're still a human being.
Well said, Caitlin. It's not a competition.
No, exactly. Just one more thing, sorry. I can go out. It took a long time for me to build the confidence to go on a public transport when I became Caitlin. It took me a long time to go into... When I started my transition, I would always stick with the you know, the gay bars in Edinburgh and things because you feel safe. See now, I can walk into any bar, any pub, any restaurant and be Caitlin and nobody blinked an eyelid. And the last thing I need to say is the confidence I had, I knew that I was strong when I went swimming. Now, I don't know about any other transgender person, but I was very, very scared on that part because I love swimming. And then when I went and bought my first outfit, my swimming costume, and I went swimming, and I went out there, and it, obviously in a lot of pools, it's mixed changing. And I was very nervous. I walked into the pool and I thought everyone's going to stare at me. Do you know what? Nobody did. Not one person did. And that's when I knew, I thought, nobody's interested in what you are. You are who you are. Be strong, be proud, and be yourself. And all this slating and things needs to stop on the social media. It's absolutely, that's what's terrorising the younger generation and making other people feel scared or wanting to come out for who they are. Because with me being a transgender woman in the 1990s, it was a bit, you know, when I was growing up, it was very scary. And that's why I had to do it when I became older. So I just wanted to put that out there, that I just really think that the LGBT umbrella need to stick together on this.
Can I just say, I think people need to realise how their house was built and what foundations were used. Does that make sense? I feel like a lot of people are blinded by how far they've come and a bit almost arrogant. And I'm not saying any names, I'm just saying in general, that's my experience from what I've seen. And I feel like if we don't support one another and actually, you know, get to the bottom of who we really are, because, you know, regardless of whatever you have done, you will always be what you were born at birth. And I just think it's very sad that everyone's against each other. We've got a lot of people saying Team EQ in the comments, as if that we are all out to get.
Let them do that. Let them do that. As I say,
the thing is Angie,
I have no issue. I just didn't like her calling everyone a man. That was the only thing I can comment on.
Yeah, Angie, the way you
that's
said,
my point.
the way Angie said, "Oh, EQ is a beautiful woman," and I think she looks better. That's how I feel about Mama Kaz, though, and everyone's got their personal opinion on looks and stuff. And I think Mama Kaz, she comes across as a woman, and I would feel comfortable with her. But let's be honest, the way EQ comes and like makes herself seem, you would think a bit, do you know what I mean? If she come into your toilets, you'd think, oh no, like, and I'm gonna leave it as a vagina doesn't make you a woman. There is so much more into being a woman than a vagina, and
I think it does make. If I'm honest with you, though, I will, as a trans person, I will have to say that it is a very important part within a trans to define you as
maybe
a woman.
in a trans, but as a woman, I'm a woman myself. There's so much more into being a woman than just my parts.
But what do you mean by woman? Do you mean biological woman, or you just what is
just a woman?
Yeah.
Like a woman in general. Like there's so much more like into being a woman. Like personality, you feel like I feel like a woman, not because of my vagina. I just feel like a woman.
Personality-wise as well, you know. So I understand your point, but in some ways I don't.
I could now get something put on down below, but I will still feel like a woman. You know, there's your vagina doesn't make you a woman. Like there's so much more into it.
Maybe to you because you was born a woman, yeah, but as trans women it defines a lot, you know.
For you though, that's your opinion. Another trans might have a different opinion to you, and that's what it comes down to. Everyone's got a different
opinion on them then, wouldn't I? But
I'm actually gonna kind of agree with what Yasmin, what you're saying, because I felt like a woman before and after my surgeries. I don't feel like they made me more of a woman or less of a woman. They just made me feel more comfortable with my body.
Yeah.
So they did make you feel more feminine because the woman. Because why have those surgeries then if you already felt as if you were, you know?
Honestly, aesthetic. I ain't even gonna lie about it. Purely aesthetic and purely just wanting to be more comfortable in clothing and stuff like that. But in my mind, I felt like a woman or a trans woman.
Yeah.
Before and afterwards. It literally
was mind, but you didn't see it in the reflection, maybe.
No, of course, like certain body parts didn't match up with how I felt in my mind, but I understand where Yasmin's coming from. Like being a woman is more than just the body parts that you have. You know, not everyone has a nurturing side. Not everyone is approachable. Some people are aggressive and it comes across quite masculine. Like I think, Yasmin, am I wrong in saying that that's what you mean when you say like it's more than just your body parts when it comes to being a woman?
I didn't hear most of it, but I've agreed with everything you said so far. So,
no
yeah,
worries.
probably.
Can I just hear from Famous, darling? So I'm going to shut it down in a minute. Anyway, guys. Hi, Famous, darling.
Hi, yeah. I'm probably not going to be very liked when I say this, but hey ho, never mind. We're going on about who you'd feel safer with in the toilets, EQ or Mama Kaz. I definitely would feel safer with EQ because can we all just jog our minds a bit back? Didn't Mama Kaz lie about domestic violence? So who would you feel safer with?
I'll feel safer with someone without their male parts. I'm not going to lie.
Mama Cab. Yeah.
So, you know, and big up to Evil Queen. I know she says some horrendous things, but she's a beautiful lady. And I'm sorry, I would not feel safe with anyone that has lied about DV or anything. That is just my opinion.
I don't know the topic on that to speak up on it.
I lied about domestic violence, so I would not feel safe with anywhere
You know
near
what?
her.
I wouldn't feel safe with someone, like I keep saying, but with some of their male parts because, and I'll tell you why, not because it's the trans community, it could be anybody, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm going to drop now because...
Well, there could be anyone with a vagina. Who's got a vagina.
Let me tell you why, because I've lost my thought now. Because they've still, just because they've still got their male parts, and how about someone just waking up one day, putting on a wig and saying, I'm going to use the toilets or the change rooms and I'm going to be identified as a trans woman today? You know, that could happen, right?
Yeah, and it does happen. That's the problem as well.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Right, guys, I am going to shut it down now. It's now 2:30. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I thought it was amazing.
Thanks for having us.
Went a little bit south in bits, but you know, it just goes to show how much there is how much transphobia there are. You know,
mainly Evil Queen.
Is there a way of me like communicating, messaging you or something, or if you got to follow me on here, or how do you know me?
Oh yeah, well, follow you. Yeah, everyone. I'll give.
I just think if I went through something, I wouldn't put other people through. Do you know what I mean? And make them feel bad about what they're doing. I would support them. So it doesn't really make sense to me at all.
Someone else just said in the comments, EQ got battered. EQ never got battered. The thing is with EQ, she was making comments in here, calling people in the boxes men. She got in the box many times, calling them men. You know, and all this, don't go and get it cut off and stuff like that, okay? She obviously don't believe that you're a woman if you have got your parts. So obviously people are going to clap back. And that's what people have done. And that's only fair. What do you want? You don't want people to sort of clap back and just say, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't talk on anyone, Angie, because...
Yeah,
it's been good, Ange.
She's in the box,
Thank you.
Is she in the box, EQ, or just seen her?
Oh, I would love her to come on the box.
Hi, Savannah, darling.
Hi.
How are you,
You
darling?
would never win an argument with me.
Who? Oh, EQ, go on.
I agree with EQ with the female. I agree about the female toilets. I agree.
Put EQ in the box and let her Caitlin eat her up.
Honestly, she would not win an argument with me. I am sorry. I'm a proud Scottish trans woman. Evil Queen, try and come for me, sweetheart. And you will not.
Guys, if she gets in the box, can everyone just mute so she can have her say?
Yeah, I'll mute. Go on, Caitlin, give it.
Okay. Okay.
She's not in the box though.
I wonder why.
Angie, can I just say thanks for letting us come up and talk, because sometimes the voice with the most viewers isn't always the correct one, and it is really important to have representations from the nobodies almost. So thank you for letting us speak up on here today.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing.
Angie, just quickly, I'm in the shower, I've had to step out. So you're saying I was misgendering people in the box. They were turning around and telling me, as pre-op women and men, that I'm a man and this, that and the other, and no matter what you say. So they're telling me
No, Evil Queen, listen. No, you
female. I've had all my surgeries done. So who are those pre-op people? No, you're not listening. You've talked all day, Angie.
I'm not pre-op women. I'm more women than you.
Shut all these people up. It's my response, isn't it? So you had everyone in the boxes who's pre-op, who hasn't had surgery, telling me how to feel. You're not a real woman and this, that and the other. So don't come it with me, Angie, because I'll play the fucking live on man later on. These people, not these exact people here right now, But multiple times I was abused, multiple times. And this thing from Farah the other day, just because I said something today first, doesn't mean I didn't say nothing by last time I met this person. All they said was, oh, you're a twit, goodbye. And then they transphobically abused me. And I've responded today to stop trying to make out everyone's a victim
There was
of
that
me.
one woman that said about...
Goodbye, I'm in the shower, you dirty bitches. Go and get one yourselves and go and chop your
We're not
cocks
all
off.
pre-op, we're just not as aggressive as you.
This is the point I'm trying to make.
She was making in the comments saying that, yeah, they're men, da-da-da, go and get it chopped off.
Yeah, I know, she was.
I did have one woman to
Can I
say
have my
that.
say, please?
And I did, and guess what? I kicked her out. That's why she left the box. I kicked her out. That was that one woman.
Bollocks have dropped. So I'll give her that one if she wants to comment me. Your bollocks have dropped, EQ. Go and pick them up.
Yeah, lovely comment, lovely comment. Being transphobic towards the same community as you. Literally, this whole, all your boxes have been standing, your whole box have been standing against transphobia and how you're against each other and blah, 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 blah. You're literally against each other right now and you're going back with the same response.
Go on, do one.
You came for her. You came for her.
Do one.
Yeah.
Do one.
No, nobody came for her. She
Response.
comes in this box and telling everybody about male parts. People, she doesn't know what people are talking
this
between
box
the legs.
saying that
I
they
am a
just-
trans
they want
woman.
to keep
I
their
don't have
keeping.
that part
They want to be
anymore.
named as
That's the point.
transgender.
I'm angry with Evil
Absolutely
Queen.
not.
No. I'm angry at the fact that Evil Queen came in the boxes and calling everybody men. I'm a trans woman.
Right.
That's
How the
different.
fuck is that right?
That's the
You wanna be
difference. So don't
transgender,
even try
and
and bring
you
it
want
on
people
me
to accept
because
you
it's not going
transgender.
to work. I am a proud trans. Exactly. I'm a proud trans woman. I'm not. I'm the part. The bit I'm mad at is the fact that she keeps coming in saying, "Oh, you've all got male genitalia." That is wrong information. I am a trans woman. So Evil Queen can try and bring it on with me because she will not win. That's the only point I'm making is she kept saying, "Oh, you've all got your male parts. Get it chopped off." Who the hell does she think she is? And you wonder why. Oh. I'm sorry, I really find it. That's a bit of mad
It's
at.
crazy.
That's a bit I'm mad at. She's not. She says one thing and then does another. I've watched a lot of her lives, but the point is today she's kept coming in and slating everybody. Oh, your male parts, this, that, and the next thing. Who does she think she is? She is not the queen. She is not the
I
queen.
think Kevin is in the box, guys. Is he in here? Kevin, are you there? Because I can't see him. That's stating he's in the box.
It doesn't matter.
Kevin,
Sorry,
back in the box. Where is he?
I think unfortunately it's like two battles, you know.
I'm going to kick you out and you come back in, Kieran. I've never known anything like this, to be honest with you, because the community arguing with each other, what's right and what's wrong.
This is the point I'm trying to make, Ange.
Legally, if you're talking about legally in the law does state that you do not have to have surgery. You can have all your parts and be identified as a trans female. So
Can I just say, Angie, that I'm very proud. I'm never going to state the fact that if it wasn't for my who I was before, then Caitlin wouldn't be here. So of course I'm going to be very proud from who I was for nearly 35 years. I've never ever said to myself, oh no, I hate that person. If it wasn't for that person, I would not be Caitlin now. So I'm not stating the fact that I know who I used to be. I lived as that person for, as I say, 35 years, but I wasn't happy. So I changed it. I was able to change it. I done all the bits that the NHS said. I waited 5 years, and then the day that I had my surgery on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, 2022, was when I was reborn. Now, as I say, everybody's different, and you've got to respect that. But I will not have somebody that's supposed to be a high flyer on TikTok, a high flyer, oh, trans rights, this, that, and the next thing, come into somebody's box and go, oh, you're all male, this, that, and the next thing. No, sorry, Evil Queen, does not work with me.
In her favour, I will admit that her lives are not based on her transition. It's not, you know, her lives are not about trans rights, things like that. She's on here for complete different purposes, the FYP, things like that. So that's a bit wrong.
No, I'm just saying the fact when she comes into this live and she's saying to everybody, oh, get that chopped off, do this, do that. That is disgusting.
I think it's unfortunate that anytime someone is transphobic towards her, she makes a big upfuss and uproar about it. But she's so happy being transphobic towards other trans women.
First of all,
that
you
is
just
the
said
biggest
out about everything from start.
Well, I've personally never
You
seen
educate
it,
her platform on everything on what it means to be a transgender woman, and you've got people in here that are sat there saying that they want their dick still on them, but they want to be called a woman. And
As a woman, I'm telling you.
That's exactly the reason why Evil Queens come for you. Is because you are giving this trans community a bad stick.
No, it's not. As a biological woman, my vagina doesn't make me a
I
woman.
don't give a fuck what you type into
I don't
Google.
care if you give a fuck
You're
or not. I'm telling you, a vagina does not make you a woman.
You're a man if you've got a dick.
No, you're not.
Can I just
a vagina, get it in
If
your
you're
head, a
taking
vagina
steps,
does not
if you
make you
haven't
a
had
woman.
your surgery and you're taking steps to be a woman, then fair enough.
This all stems from.
Accept that.
This all stems from a situation with Evil Queen and some other guy where there was transphobia and she was racist back. And this is all stemmed from that. This all kicked off from that. And if anything, that also gives us trans girls a bad name.
I just say something, Evil Kieran. You're saying people, you're a man if you haven't had, if you still got your bits, yeah?
Listen, first of all, I just want to say this conversation would never happen if Evil Queen would have spoken up on her platform and caused the chaos that she caused. Because look, everyone's speaking about transgender. The whole app is speaking about transgender. It's building awareness to the people that that you are, right?
This conversation would never happen if she didn't
What gives
racially attack
people the
us.
bad stick is the people that sit here and want everyone else to accept them as a transgender person, but they're taking 0 steps to transition. It's in the word. Trans means transitioning. If you're not transitioning, you're not trans. Simple as.
It's ironic.
Can I just say something to you, Evil Kieran? Yeah. So here we go.
You can have. Sorry, 1 second.
Well, let's look at the law, because let's look at what the law is saying in regards to transgender.
Yeah.
No, you don't need surgery to be a trans, and there is no one size fits all approach to gender transition. Transition is a personal process that can include a variety of steps, but it's not needed.
All right, so
in the law side of things. So if people keep saying you're not a trans woman because you've still got your male parts, is a hate crime.
Right, let's throw this back at you, yeah? So you walk into the toilets and you go, you can see everyone in the toilets, yeah? All there is women lifting up their skirts with their dicks.
No, because they have doors.
Yeah?
You don't see people.
because they have cubicles.
Cubicles, regardless. How are women going to feel comfortable doing that?
You shut the door so nobody sees you on the toilet.
Because who would know once that
You're
door's
just
closed?
chatting out your arse at this point. No real woman is going to go in the toilet and lift it up and flash
Women
it
are
about.
surrounded with their full nudity around the changing rooms, and you've got people that say that they're women, but they're transitioning, but they're 100% they will never get their dick chopped off.
Can I just say though? How
does that make any sense?
Can I just say?
How does it make sense that you're talking on trans women's experiences?
I'm giving you the opportunity to educate me.
But I think we're not looking at the bigger picture as to why this is going on. Obviously, this all stems from EQ doesn't even hang around with our community, really. She doesn't associate with it. I've never seen it really for myself.
Because she thinks she's too high.
No, as soon as she's pulled the race card out, she then wants the trans girls to justify her actions and pledge the trans Bible. Like, I just don't understand it. I think it's odd and I think it's sad, especially, you felt that hurt when someone discriminated against you, but you're quick enough to come on here and call other trans people men. And it's just the truth. No matter how big she is, do you know what she is?
Savannah, can I also just say, the unaliving rate among the trans community is high, and it's high for a reason, and that's because of transphobia, right? So now EQ, she didn't like what someone had said to her, and that was Tory and I understand that, so she went back with racism. Doesn't make it right, two wrongs don't make it right. Whatever. But however, she didn't like it, she reacted. So this is people's reactions to what now has been, in their eyes, transphobic, you know what I mean, from another trans woman, and we got to remember
Mama Cat said 5 million.
the unaliving rate is high. Now we've got to go by the law. The law states here you do not need surgery, okay? It's a hate crime if you are and that is what you are doing, Evil Kieran. You are being transphobic in this box right now.
Mama Cat said, can you rise million? And I'm going to go, everybody in the box, you're beautiful women. Don't listen to Evil Queen. She's just jealous. And the comments are, everyone in the comments are like the upper ass. Bye, you're beautiful.
Bye, Yasmin. Thanks for being an ally.
So I don't understand the people's problems. The law is the law, and it's a hate crime. What you
Absolutely, but they try and twist it and they can't.
But you know, Kieran said
I've said that, but I've asked you to educate me, but you've not educated me. All you've said is that Google tells you that you can be a woman with a penis.
Yep. But you wanting to be educated on your travels of being educated, you've got to be careful with your words because
I've gone
we
through
are trans.
I've gone through homophobia.
No,
on
he's
every
talking
single.
about
I completely get it, right? Yeah.
You're talking about a community that you are not a part of, which is, you know, a bit tragic. But for me,
I'm talking about what the public perceives as trans.
People not having surgeries that is damaging to our community, or EQ, as you said. But you know, when EQ retaliated with racism, do you not think that's damaging for our community? And then we was all left to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, but
and justify her action.
Here you are talking, and you're talking about your story. You're talking about your journeys. You're educating the community.
100%, yeah, 100%.
Only because of her. The app does not talk about homophobia, transgender journeys. The app does not talk about it.
What right have you got in
your
Evil Queen's moderator, but yeah, you've been transphobic to her? And you've been transphobic to Mama Kaz in the past when you've been with me.
Oh.
Bye, Kieran. Bye.
This person's Evil Queen's moderator. When I was with this person, they was extremely transphobic. I've got the video still. Calling Mama Kaz a water hog, saying she looks like a man.
Well, that's why I didn't educate it, Mylan, to be fair. Like, for a start, like, you know what I mean?
They know nothing about the trans community. They know nothing about the trans community. They sit there and slate them and then wants to be their mods. Make it make sense.
Millen, you've just breached your bail conditions because you domestic violence me.
Anyway, everyone knows
there you go.
Everyone knows you're grass.
I don't want to talk to you.
So why are you coming up in boxes thinking you know shit? She put you as a moderator.
I can go wherever. I can go wherever I want.
She put you as a moderator to affect me. You know nothing about trans. You're a transphobic.
I can go wherever I want.
You've been transphobic loads of times.
And have you?
Yes, I have, and I admit, I don't care. I'm not ashamed.
All the time.
And
all
what?
The time.
And what? But you're coming in here thinking
you're just affected because I dropped you and you've stalked me like a fucking weirdo.
Kieran, I never loved you, bro. It was a big storyline.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Never loved you, so allow it. Get over
come up in here. You're contacting me when I've asked not to.
No one's contacting you. I've joined Angie's box. What are you on about?
Kieran, listen, everyone else has come in here and had a go at you, right? With the greatest respect, one, Evil Queen isn't the only one that talks about her fucking journey. Google my fucking name, boo, because it comes up I was the first trans man on a BBC reality TV show talking about my fucking journey. She's not fucking paved the way for trans people. Secondly, everybody in here who is going back and forth with the transphobia, calling EQ a man, then EQ coming in here and calling everybody else men, you're all as bad as fucking...
Who's called her a man, sorry?
They got you up on there, you look like a fool, and dropped you yesterday, which was bang out of order. I did not agree with what they've done, and there was no colour person in that live either, Dimitri. It was disgusting, and that's why I'm going to raise
it was fucked. Why do you think I wasn't in there last night, though, Sky? But do you think it's fair for everybody sitting here saying, with the greatest respect, oh, we receive transphobia, then everybody else giving it fucking out? What precedent are you fucking setting? Because you're letting people, no offence, Angie, but letting people like Angie who have been transphobic in the fucking past, let them think that it's fucking okay to do it.
Excuse me, hello, I've never been transphobic. Can you tell me when I've been transphobic?
Yes, you have, Angie. You have.
Wait, I want to hear from, so I can't even see, it's just a black box. Don't even talk, because I want to hear when I've been transphobic.
The fact is, when you've sat there and you've called Alpha Bar a man, have you not called Alpha Bar a man?
One sec. Excuse me, yeah? I don't want to hear I've been transphobic. I want to know, I want you to tell me when.
When you've called Alpha Bar a man because misgendering somebody is classed as transphobia.
When have I called Alpha Bar, did you say?
You've sat there and called Alpha Bar a man plenty of times before, Angie.
Excuse me, love, excuse me. I've always called Alpha Bar a female until Mama Kaz came
No, not all the time you haven't.
Excuse
not all the time you have. Angie, there's screen recordings on the
how
FYP.
dare you? I've always said, no, how dare you? Because I'm going to have something to say. I'm having my say now, right, yeah? I've always said to Alphabet as a woman. I've always identified her as a female, a trans female. Until Mama Kaz came in here, because she said she's friends with her, and she said that that Alphabet said to her, everything she does, it's an act. What she's doing is an act. She don't actually identify as a trans woman. I said, oh, so she's a he, and Mama Kaz said yes.
No, Alphabet's a cross-dresser, drag queen.
Well,
Listen, with the greatest respect, you're not meant. You can't sit there and say to somebody whether they're trans or not. You're a gay man who knows nothing about being trans. With the greatest respect, you sat there wanting to be a woman. Do you know how it feels to have gender dysphoria? No. So until you feel like that, you shouldn't police whether or not somebody's trans or not. Are you a psychologist that specialises?
Alphabet's got a drag queen page on Instagram.
Mate, regardless, there's plenty. Okay,
so you really think Alphabet's trans? Do you actually really think that? Come
on. He was a trans man. He's a drag queen who won Drag Race. Okay, is he not trans man then? Even though he's had lower surgery because he does drag.
Alphabet is a drag queen, a cross-dresser.
Listen, with the greatest respect, Millen, with the greatest respect, mate, you're sat there as a gay man who knows nothing about being transgender.
Yeah, but I can say what I want. I'm still part of it.
Yeah, and your friend Mama Kaz is in the same position as Alphabet. Just because she looks a little bit more like a woman because she puts
Mama Kaz is more feminine than Alphabet. I'll give her that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying without hormones. But is she not on hormones? Is she not doing anything in terms of her transition like you want to make her?
I believe Mama Kaz is actually on hormones.
No, she's not.
Well, she's not. No, she's not. So they're both in the same position. Anybody who isn't on hormones coming at Alphabet just because they look a little bit more fucking feminine because they pass a little bit better, you're all in the same fucking position. Simple as that. We all fucking start somewhere. But regardless, Millen, you're sat here. But how would you feel?
At the end of the day, let's cut to the chase here.
Back in the fucking day, my darling. You didn't even have rights to be a gay man. Section 26. Mate,
no one cares about section, this section, that darling.
Yeah, mate, because you didn't have any fucking rights in the UK. You couldn't even be gay.
Let's get into
you couldn't even be gay, mate. You could not even be fucking gay in the UK. Fucking Sky remembers it. You couldn't even be gay. You couldn't even be trans. Section 29 or whatever the fucking section was. I can't remember off the top of my head. And do you know who fucking helped you get your goddamn fucking rights, boy? Trans people. So
no one cares about rights, darling. What are you on about rights, trans rights?
You can even have fucking rights. Okay then, mate. If you want Sharia law in this country, yeah, mate, they fucking kill ya. TikTok shop, sorry, because I ended up getting bananaed. Simple as that.
I don't understand where Alphabet got dragged into this when she's spending £300 on a lettuce dress but can't go and buy fucking hormones. The thing is, if you have that means, you're making all that money, you would put that into your transition.
I know, but the foundation's not there at home, Danny. I feel like that's quite a judgmental attitude to have on someone who is mentally not.
But Alphabet moves
Can I just say something really quickly? Mama Kaz has come up here and said she's spoken to Alphabet. Alphabet don't identify as trans. So what's everyone talking about? I didn't know that. I thought
where's the proof? I'm sorry, until somebody can provide physical evidence of her saying this is Chinese whispers, Angie, and this. When I say this, Angie, every fucking trans person in this box would have had somebody tell them they're not trans or said they're lying about being transgender, right? Until you can provide physical fucking evidence, shut the fuck up, Millen. Until you can respectfully provide physical evidence that she said this, it's Chinese fucking whispers. Because I've never seen her physically say, I'm not a transgender woman. I've seen her say that I don't feel like a woman because she's not had fucking surgery and everything else.
I think it's a mental illness at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? You're either male or female. Do you know what I mean?
That is what everyone's doing. That is completely and utterly wrong. How dare you think that somebody that's going through the process of transfer go through? No, well, that's your opinion. Well, listen to my opinion. My opinion is we are who we are. At the end of the day, there's nobody goes through everything that we go through just for the sake of it. You know, it's for you to turn around and say it's an illness. It is not an illness.
It is an illness.
No, it's not.
Very hypocritical of you. Very
It's a mental illness.
It's not an illness.
It's a mental illness because you're clearly.
Millen, one sec.
I'm happy for who I am, Millen. I'm happy for who I am, and it took me a long.
I always thought it was mental health, but until I did some research, it's not identified. It's not classed as a mental health condition.
Okay, he's being hypocritical when he could walk on the street and get hate crimes for holding hands with a man. You know, it's just crazy.
Yeah. So I'm just going by what I read. It's not classed as mental health.
No, it's not. Even though the form to get diagnosed with gender dysphoria still comes under the DSM.
Yeah, Ed Mama Kaz. I don't know if she's in the box. Let me just have a look.
The reason why I know that, Angie, is because I work with GICs.
Right,
someone said I'm a state. Yeah, I'm a state because I can walk out looking natural and my hair out, darling. I don't need to wear makeup constantly every day to advertise that I'm trans, darling. So let's not get into it, darling. And Dimitri's met me in real life, haven't we, Dimitri?
Sky's up the road from me. That's what people seem to forget. It's simple as that. Like, the matter of the fact is, it's fucking...
Can I ask you a question, Dimitri? So you're the first person to have a surgery? Is that what you came up and said?
No, I said I was the first trans man who was on a reality TV show on the BBC in terms of being able to pave the way for other trans people to go on the BBC and be them fucking selves. In fact, Angie, if you type my name into Google, there's shit tons that will come up. So when Evil Hal, or whatever his fucking name was, who was in here going, oh, nobody else talks about their transition like EQ. Darling, I've been doing this for fucking 10 years. Do you know what I mean? So EQ isn't the fucking only trans person on this app that can speak about their fucking journey, who realistically doesn't. She just shits over every other trans person thinking that she's shit up just because she's got, you know, a pussy between her legs. Sorry. But at the end of the fucking day, the way I fucking see it, there's other people on this app that do a lot fucking more than what EQ does for some fucking trans community. And with the greatest respect, what fucking community is this if we're all arguing with everybody? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the point. Yep, exactly. What's the point in having all the praise that we have all around the world for everybody to support us and we're all fighting against each other? It's absolutely ridiculous. There's no point in having prides if we're all against each other. What is the point in spending all this money and running up and down the street with all our coloured flags and all being proud? Oh, I'm under this umbrella, the trans is under the purple colour, the gays under this colour. What's the point in all that when we're all fighting against each other? It's absolutely pathetic.
Well, personally, I've never been surprised in my life.
You've just been transphobic yourself when you was coming.
How have I been transphobic? So I never.
You just called Evil Queen he. You just said he.
When did I call her he?
You just said he.
When did I call her he?
You said he. Did you not just say he? Did you not just say he?
When did I say he? Because I definitely didn't call he.
Everyone heard you.
EQ isn't a he.
Everyone heard you.
When did I mention EQ as a he then? What sentence?
Everyone heard you.
Repeat the
Look
whole
at the
fucking
chat.
sentence.
Look at the chat.
Repeat the whole sentence
Look at
because
the
I
whole
definitely
chat.
didn't. And if I did get my words mixed up, I definitely didn't mean it like that.
Look at the whole chat. The chat's even.
Where?
It's what you said, Dimitri.
Andy's fucking chat bloody changes like the fucking wind. 1 minute they're agreeing with me, the next they're fucking not. The same with you, Millen.
Dimitri, you was quite trans, in all fairness, by what you just said. But Millen, you're not in no position to fucking talk about anyone. You are a shame on the LGBT.
Who are you when you're a clout chaser, darling?
Yeah. I need clout. Of course I need the clout. I need the money. All the gifts. Please gift.
Anyway, listen, guys, I'm going to shut this down because we can be here for another hour. Wait, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Get Mr. Blobby on the treadmill. See you later, Millen. You fat.
You gay cunt. You gay cunt.
Let's that.
Go suck your mum's front, you little rat.
Oh, Millen.
Be good. Angie,
It's shocking. It's absolutely. Thank you, Ange.
Savannah,
thank you. Take care, everyone. Love you all. Be strong. Be
appreciate
proud.
that. Thank you for coming in. And
Bye, everyone.
Your platform as well.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it,
darling. And everyone in the comments, don't eat shit. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Oh, how do I get everybody? Is everybody out? Yes. Well, I think that went really well. Oh my God, that was a brilliant live. I loved it. I think it was very educational, and I'll tell you why I think it was educational was because now we know how much transphobia that's on TikTok. And especially among the bloody trans community, I think that's where the problem lies. You know what I mean? Good live, Angie. Thank you. I always give people, let people to get in the box and have their say. At the end of the day, whether you loved it or not, I think it's also, getting people to talk about the transphobia, and all of that goes on with it. All the racism, all the bloody homophobia, do you know what I mean? So I think you loved it. There you go. Can we do a quick poll before I come off? Happy face, you enjoyed the live. So, because you know what I feel?